Nǹkan máa lásọ wá ń sàkísà dáa yìí o. Ǹjẹ́ ó wá dáa kọ́ máa ládé wo dẹrú níbi àti gbé bí ni ó tó gẹ́ alùbàtà kò kí ń dárin. Èrèdí rẹ̀ rèé tẹ́gbẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá Nation Island fi ń pe gbogbo ènìyàn síbi Yorùbá Nation Island Mega Rally èyí tí ó wáyé ní General Post Office O'Connell Street, Dublin, Republic of Ireland lọ́jọ́ Friday ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹwàá 1st of October 2021 ní dédé aago 11 òwúrọ̀ 11 a.m. prompt. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nínú Ireland pátálà pé o láti túyáyá jáde fómìnira ilẹ̀ Yorùbá torí àgbájọwọ́ la fi ń sọ̀yà àjèjì ọwọ́ kan sì gbẹ́rù dórí. Fún àlàyé àti ìbéèrè ẹ lè pe àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀nyí: ọmọọba Wúràọlá 08998962273 tàbí ọmọọba Níyì Oyèwọlé 08996716117. Ẹgbẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá Nation Island ló ń ké tọ̀tọ̀tọ̀ pé àsìkò ti tó wà yìí o láti bọ́ lọ́wọ́ amúnisìn àti pé òmìnira ohun ìtẹ̀síwájú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni.
The biggest of all turtles, they've been around since...
Àtọ́tù arẹ́rẹ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá fún ìtẹ̀síwájú ìjìjàngbara ìdálẹ̀ ọmọ Oòduà lábẹ́ ìjọba múnisẹ̀rú tí ò bìkítà ìgbáyégbádùn ọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ wá gbọ́ o kẹ́kulé gbọ́ kó sọ fún toko ìran àdán ẹ gbọ́ ẹ lọ rò fún ọbẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹni tí ń bẹ́ẹ̀ lé ẹ sọ fáwọn ọ̀rọ̀ òkú pé ó tó gẹ́. Àsìkò ti tó tá a fẹ́ ṣe ìjọba ara wa tá a sì fẹ́ dádúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè Oòduà. A fẹ́ kúrò lábẹ́ ìjọba tí múnisẹ̀rú káàsà. Ìgbáyégbádùn wa ò mọ̀ jáwé èèyàn yìí lógún mọ́. Ojoojúmọ́ ni wọ́n ń dẹ́mi wálé gbòdò. Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ọmọ tí ò bá wúlò fún ọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn òbí wọn ni wọ́n ti rán lọ sọ́run òjijì. Ẹ wò ó bí wọ́n ṣe ń pa wá fi dúkìá wá ṣòfò. Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀tọ́ tá a láǹfààní sí òun ni wọ́n fi ń dùn wá. Táwa máa bá lọ báyìí ni irọ́ ni ó àní gbà. Torí bí bá ń lọ báyìí ẹ jẹ́ àyà mọ̀ pé ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa àtàwọn ọmọ wa wà nú ewu o. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó sì wà nílẹ̀ yìí gbogbo wa lọ́kàn. Ṣé Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní mi ò ní wá kú kì í róye lé bàbá rẹ̀ jẹ. Ẹ tí ó sì jóyin inú àpáta kò ní wẹnu àké. Gbogbo wa pátápátá nílẹ̀ káàró jíire lọ̀rọ̀ ikọ̀ o. Ìdálẹ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ló jẹ wá lógún. Ìdí ẹ̀rẹ́ táwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ajìjàngbara lágbàáyé fún ìdásílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ̀ka ti orílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà àtàgbègbè ẹ̀ lábẹ́ àkóso àti ìdarí Emeritus and Professor Banji Akintoye, leader of Yoruba land and Ìlànà ọmọ Oòduà worldwide àtàwọn ikọ̀ wọn tí wọ́n fi ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ìwọ́de ńlá ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta 3 days marathon mega rally in Washington DC lórílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà èyí tí yóò wáyé ní ọgbọ̀njọ́ oṣù kẹsàn-án títí di ọjọ́ kejì oṣù kẹwàá ọdún yìí 38 September to 2nd October 2021 bí àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ ìwọ́dọ̀ wọn ṣe lọ nìyẹn o. Thursday ọgbọ̀njọ́ oṣù kẹsàn-án September 38 British Embassy 3100 Massachusetts Avenue Washington DC aago mẹ́sàn-án òwúrọ̀ sí méjì ọ̀sán. Bàbá ti kúrò ńbẹ̀ lábalẹ̀ sílé funfun báláú White House 70SC New York Avenue Washington DC. Bọ́bá wa dọjọ́ Friday ọjọ́ kẹ̀ní oṣù kẹwàá láwùgbéra láti White House sí Capitol Hill Senate aago mọ́kànlá òwúrọ̀ sí mẹ́ta ọ̀sán. Ọjọ́ Sátidé ọjọ́ kejì White House náà láwọn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ táwọn sì parí ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ títí di ọwọ́ alẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń gbọ́ kéde yìí ní ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa o. Torọ́rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí ọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo wa ni gbogbo wa ló sì kàn. Gbogbo yín là ń retí o. Ẹ má gbàgbé o bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń bọ̀ aṣọ dúdú ni ẹ wọ̀ o láti fi ẹ̀hónú wa hàn pé òmìnira ni Oòduà la fẹ́. Prophet Ayọ̀délé Ológunlolúwa alága Yorùbá Nation Diaspora Mega Rally Tajudeen O Adéjàmíù akọ̀wé Alhaji Nunu Banjo Yorùbá Nation Diaspora Mega Rally Washington DC chapter coordinator tàbí ààrẹ Almaru ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ Aláàfin Òjò pàṣẹ Kẹrẹmọdé ọmọ Àtìbà tó jẹ́ regional coordinator for Yorùbá Nation Diaspora Mega Rally. Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ tàbí ìrànwọ́ owó tàbí ṣíṣe onígbàwọ́ ẹ pè àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí +1 215 869 2966 tàbí +1 803 846 1116 tàbí +1 202 255 6079. Ẹ sì lè kàn sí wa lórí wẹ́bsáìtì wa www.megarally.org. Ẹ má gbàgbé o 3-day marathon mega rally eléyìí tí ó máa wáyé ní Washington DC September 38 to October 2nd 2021. Ètò ìpolongo yìí máa ṣeré bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kì í ṣàwàdà torí ó lọ́wọ́ àwọn nínà àti gbogbo ẹ̀yà Ìgbò tó fi máa ẹ̀yà Ìjọ kódà àwọn middle belt gan gbẹ̀yìn Niger Delta gan fọwọ́ sí tó fi máa gbogbo àwọn tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ìjàngbara àti ìdálẹ̀ Yorùbá ìyẹn all self-determination group and media in diaspora ètò polongo yìí ṣeré o torí pé bàbá wa Professor Banji Akintoye àwọn náà máa wà níkàlẹ̀ níbi ìpolongo lọ́jọ́ yìí o tó fi máa gbogbo àwọn àgbààgbà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá má dẹ́kun lásìbí ìwọ́de yìí o ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí gbogbo wa ni ẹ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Yorùbá nation la fẹ́ o.
Kéré o, kéré o, kéré o. Ìkéde pàtàkì fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá ní tilé toko àti lẹ́yìn odi, pàápàá jùlọ fún àwọn tí ó ń gbé ní ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Ìyíde gbogbogbò ti orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá fún àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tí ó ń bẹ ní ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì yóò wáyé ní ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2021 ní gbọ̀ngàn Trafalgar ní ìlú London. Ẹ wá láti gúúsù, àríwá, ìlà oòrùn, ìwọ̀ oòrùn, ẹ jẹ́ kí a jọ gbé lárugẹ. Kékulé kó gbọ́, kó sọ fún toko. Oòduà á gbè wá o. Olùkéde Media Presenters.
Tó arẹ́rẹ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá fún ìtẹ̀síwájú ìjìjàngbara ìdálẹ̀ ọmọ Oòduà lábẹ́ ìjọba múnisìn-múnisẹ̀rú tí ò bìkítà ìgbáyégbádùn ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ wá gbọ́ o kẹ́kulé gbọ́ kó sọ fún toko ìran àdán ẹ gbọ́ ẹ lọ rò fún ọbẹ̀ gbogbo ẹni tí ń bẹ́ẹ̀ lé ẹ sọ fáwọn ọ̀rọ̀ òkú pé ó tó gẹ́ àsìkò ti tó tá a fẹ́ ṣe ìjọba ara wa tá a sì fẹ́ dádúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè Oòduà a fẹ́ kúrò lábẹ́ ìjọba tí múnisìn-múnisẹ̀rú káàsà ìgbáyégbádùn wa ò mọ̀ jámú èèyàn yìí lógún mọ́ ojoojúmọ́ ni wọ́n ń dẹ́mi wálé gbòdò ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ọmọ tí ò bá wúlò fún ọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn òbí wọn ni wọ́n ti rán lọ sọ́run òjijì ẹ wò ó bí wọ́n ṣe ń pa wá fi dúkìá wẹ̀ ṣòfò ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀tọ́ tá a láǹfààní sí òun ni wọ́n fi ń dùn wá táwa máa bá lọ báyìí ni irọ́ ni ó àní gbà torí bí bá ń lọ báyìí ẹ jẹ́ àyà mọ̀ pé ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa àtàwọn ọmọ wa wà nú ewu o ọ̀rọ̀ tó sì wà nílẹ̀ yìí gbogbo wa lọ́kàn ṣé Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní mi ò ní wá kú kì í róye lé bàbá rẹ̀ jẹ ẹ tí ó sì jóyin inú àpáta kò ní wẹnu àké gbogbo wa pátápátá nílẹ̀ káàró jíire lọ̀rọ̀ ikọ̀ ìdálẹ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ló jẹ wá lógún ìdí ẹ̀rẹ́ táwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ajìjàngbara lágbàáyé fún ìdásílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ̀ka ti orílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà àtàgbègbè ẹ̀ lábẹ́ àkóso àti ìdarí Emeritus and Professor Banji Akintoye leader of Yoruba land and ìlànà ọmọ Oòduà worldwide àtàwọn ikọ̀ wọn tí wọ́n fi ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ìwọ́de ńlá ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta 3 days marathon mega rally in Washington DC lórílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà èyí tí yóò wáyé ní ọgbọ̀njọ́ oṣù kẹsàn-án títí di ọjọ́ kejì oṣù kẹwàá ọdún yìí 38 September to 2nd October 2021 bí àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ ìwọ́de wọn ṣe lọ nìyí o. Thursday ọgbọ̀njọ́ oṣù kẹsàn-án September 38 British Embassy 3100 Massachusetts Avenue Washington DC aago mẹ́sàn-án òwúrọ̀ sí méjì ọ̀sán bàbá ti kúrò ńbẹ̀ lábalẹ̀ sílé funfun báláwo White House 70SC New York Avenue Washington DC bọ́bá wa dọjọ́ Friday ọjọ́ kẹ̀ní oṣù kẹwàá láwùgbéra láti White House sí Capitol Hill Senate aago mọ́kànlá òwúrọ̀ sí mẹ́ta ọ̀sán ọjọ́ Sátidé ọjọ́ kejì White House náà láwọn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ táwọn sì parí ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ títí di ọwọ́ alẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń gbọ́ kéde yìí ní ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa o torọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí ọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo wa ni gbogbo wa ló sì kàn gbogbo yín là ń retí o ẹ má gbàgbé o bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń bọ̀ aṣọ dúdú ni ẹ wọ̀ o láti fi ẹ̀hónú wa hàn pé òmìnira ni Oòduà la fẹ́ Prophet Ayọ̀délé Ológunlolúwa alága Yorùbá Nation Diaspora Mega Rally Tajudeen O Adéjàmíù akọ̀wé Alhaji Nunu Banjo Yorùbá Nation Diaspora Mega Rally Washington DC Chapter Coordinator tàbí Ààrẹ Almarhum ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ Aláàfin Òjó Pàṣẹ Kàrẹ́mọ́dé ọmọ Àtìbà tó jẹ́ Regional Coordinator for Yoruba Nation Diaspora Mega Rally fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ tàbí ìrànwọ́ owó tàbí ṣíṣe onígbàwọ́ ẹ pè àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí +1 215 869 2966 tàbí +1 803 846 1116 tàbí +1 202 255 6079 ẹ sì lè kàn sí wa lórí wẹ́bsáìtì wa www.megarally.org ẹ má gbàgbé o 3-day marathon mega rally eléyìí tí ó máa wáyé ní Washington DC September 30th to October 2nd 2021 ètò ìpolongo yìí máa ṣeré bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kì í ṣàwàdà torí ó lọ́wọ́ àwọn nínà àti gbogbo ẹ̀yà Ìgbò tó fi máa ẹ̀yà Ìjọ́ kódà àwọn middle belt gan ògbẹ́yìn Niger Delta gan fọwọ́ sí tó fi máa gbogbo àwọn tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ìjàngbara àti ìdálẹ́.
ó mà wá tó gẹ́ o àsìkò ti tó tíyà torílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà fi ń jẹ́wọ́ kọjá lọ sódò rèé mú mi èwo ni tọmọ ẹlẹ́ran wa ń fojoojúmọ́ sanyín mẹ́ẹ̀gùn tọmọ aláṣọwọ́ wa ń sàkísà dáàyò ǹjẹ́ ó wá dáa kọ́mọ aládé wo dẹrú níbi àti gbé bí ni ó tó gẹ́ alùbàtà kò kí ń dárin èrèdí rẹ̀ rèé tẹ́gbẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá Nation Island fi ń pe gbogbo ènìyàn síbi Yorùbá Nation Island Mega Rally èyí tí ó wáyé ní General Post Office O'Connell Street Dublin Republic of Ireland lọ́jọ́ Friday ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹwàá 1st of October 2021 ní dédé aago mọ́kànlá òwúrọ̀ 11 a.m. prompt gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nínú Ireland pátálà pé o láti túyáyá jáde fómìnira ilẹ̀ Yorùbá torí àgbájọwọ́ la fi ń sọ̀yà àjèjì ọwọ́ kan sì gbẹ́rù dórí fún àlàyé àti ìbéèrè ẹ lè pe àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀nyí ọmọọba Wúràọlá 08998962273 tàbí ọmọọba Níyì Oyèwọlé 08996716117 ẹgbẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá Nation Ireland ló ń ké tọ̀tọ̀tọ̀ pé àsìkò ti tó wà yìí o láti bọ́ lọ́wọ́ amúnisìn àti pòmìnira ohun ìtẹ̀síwájú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni.
The biggest of all turtles.
Èyí ni láti sọ fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko lọ́nà odò wípé àwọn akọni wa tó ṣubú lójú ìjà lọ́jọ́ sí a fẹ́ ṣèrántí wọn ìyún tá a pè ní Yorùbá Nation Candle Night níbi tá a ti máa ṣèrántí àwọn akọni wọ̀nyí àwọn ẹbí àtàrà ọmọdé àti àgbà tí wọ́n ti ṣekú pa lọ́nà àìtọ́ lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn aṣeni bí ẹrú ó mọ̀ yẹ ká ṣèrántí àwọn ènìyàn yìí akọni ni wọ́n torí pé wọ́n sùn lójú ìjà ni nítorí ìwọ̀n yìí la fi fẹ́ ṣe ìwọ́de wọ́ọ́rọ́wọ́ tí ó wà ní Trafalgar Square ní London ní UK bíbáyìí ní ọjọ́ sátidé ọjọ́ kejì oṣù kẹwàá ní 2001 ní agogo 12 kò mọ̀ yẹ ká gbàgbé àwọn akọni ẹ jáde kẹ́ ẹ̀ mú kándù yín dání láti ṣe candle night fún àwọn ènìyàn wọ̀nyí ìbọlá fúnni ó ṣe pàtàkì nílẹ̀ Yorùbá akọni lọ Oòduà gbè wá kò ní gbọ̀dàlẹ̀.
A very good afternoon and welcome to our afternoon section of the broadcast. My name is Olayomi Koiki, one of the Yoruba campaigner for the freedom of the Yoruba people. It's a struggle that has been ongoing before my generation. Not literally mean that we are the one that started these agitation to exit out of Nigeria. But the advantage that we've got now is we don't have to get license from the federal government before we can speak the minds of Nigerians. A lot of Nigerians want to do the same thing, but they are scared of the government of Nigeria. Some have been on this journey for a very long time, and we are also walking along the same line with them. Some still believe that it is all about the leadership. We can fix Nigeria, because as far as they're concerned, they do not understand the meaning of Nigeria. Nigeria was created in 1914 by Great Britain. And as at the time, the administrator representing Great Britain and the Her Majesty was known as a man called Lugard. I've taken us to where Lugard was living as far back as 1912. But 107 years ago, today, or in the next couple of days, depending on what and how you've been following what we mean by Nigeria. Some say on Friday, the 1st of October, Nigeria, the buffoon, the big elephant that cannot provide a 3 square meal to average Nigerian as I speak to you right now. A big elephant that does not even know the difference between right and wrongs. The Nigeria that you love so much that cannot even provide security as I speak to you right now. Some of you say it's going to be 61. Some of us say it's a long journey of 107 years of slavery. Some of you blame the traditional rulers. Some of you blame the politicians. I blame the Western world that still have their big hand in the country they created on our behalf that is now making you to call yourself a Nigerian. Because some of us don't even understand what you mean by I am a Nigerian. What do you mean by you're a Nigerian? This is a country that was created for the economic reason of Great Britain. There's nothing to be hiding about that. But Great Britain loved Nigeria so much that they can come out proudly and say, we have given 17,000 student visa to come down to UK, and we have taken about 8,000 of our best medical experts out of Nigeria to come and work with the NHS. God bless NHS for some of us that have the opportunity to live here. What about my people back home that don't have that same opportunity? As I speak to you right now, the resident doctors are still on strike. Your university does not even have a good toilet where you can go upstairs and say, let me go and do number 1 or number 2. But some of you love Nigeria so much. You are ready to die for Nigeria, but is Nigeria ready to die for you? Ǹjẹ́ Nàìjíríà ṣetán láti kú fún wọn tó wò mí? How many people have lost their lives thinking that they were trying to fix Nigeria? You know, we have some of those Nigerians. You're well educated. You've got all the best education that you can think of from wherever you've attended that education. Some of them live here, but they are having programs or whatever they are doing in Nigeria. I'm sure you know them on Twitter, on Instagram. Oh, you're a beautiful celebrity. All those artists, all those actresses, you think they care about you. They are more interested in the followership of those that will then give them the same opportunity that you don't have. Why some of us disagree with those kind of life? Because we have lived a better life that we expect every Nigerian to live. The time now in UK, because every time zone around the globe is different. So when I say United Kingdom, remember that the time zone will be different in Australia, in Malaysia. But we are all asking, the time zone in Nigeria, how many children are out of school as I speak to you right now? How many mothers wants to give birth, but the opportunity is not available to them? Do you know why? Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that, I don't want this to disturb me, but I'm not sure what is going on with our Twitter on the software for some days now. So let's see, maybe the problem is the software or it is just, so bear with me. Let's see, let's have a go at it. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, ẹlòmíà ní Yomi òyìnbó yìí ti pọ̀ jù. Báwa break it down. There's nothing big about it. Òyìnbó tó fi kó wa lẹ́rú náà ni. Òyìnbó tó fi kó wa lẹ́rú. But there's a man that loves his people so much. he did everything possibly best to tell us that this country called Nigeria is not working. And we will continue to be grateful to him and so many others like that wake up our conscious mind. But before we go into who that person is, let's play our anthem. All right, it seems we're good on Twitter on the phone, but I'm not sure why we are struggling on our software, but we'll see what we can do to that. But for now, I welcome us into the broadcast. Orúkọ tèmi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí KOIKIMEDIA. If all goes as planned, Part 2, Nigerian Port Authority, is what we're going to be treating this afternoon with Baba Port, as I called him. We hope that the broadcast between myself and him should give us about an hour and a half to tell us more about the reason why the Yoruba waterways is being used to feed those individuals that have hold you to bondage. But let's go with the anthem first. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo wa níbikíbi tí a ti láǹfààní tí a ti fìdí kalẹ̀, from Twitter to Instagram to YouTube to MixLR. We are live all over the place. Let's go. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. It is the 28th of September 2021, 11 minutes past. I'm still waiting for my guest to join us very soon. Who are Nigerians? Who are Nigerians? How do you become a Nigerian? It's a question. How? Báwo la ṣe jẹ́ Nàìjíríà? Ìwọ tó ń wò mí, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa. Oh, my parents gave birth to me in Nigeria. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But let's go back a little bit. Who gave birth to my parents? Another Nigerian. Okay, fair enough. Let's go back a little bit again. Who gave birth to their parents? Another Nigerian. Okay, let's go back again. Who gave birth to that? And then let's start moving back and back and realize that just before 1914, quote and unquote, those that were alive as at that time, kí ló ń pè wọ́n? What are they called? Prior to that fraudulent amalgamation in 1914. Àbẹ̀rù pé àwọn kan ò gbé láyé nígbà yẹn ni. People were living here in this world in 1914. Once again, a very good afternoon. You can deceive yourself as a proud Nigerian, but before that, your great-grandfathers and great-grandmothers were tortured by Great Britain to force them to become Nigerian. I'm sure some of them never loved to be Nigerian, but the oppression as at the time did not give them the opportunity to fight back. And that is why today, millions of Nigerians are confused to know that there's nothing called Nigeria. It was just a mirage by Great Britain for economic purpose. All right, let's come back a little bit fast forward. If Great Britain loved us so much as Nigerians, we are so loved, what fẹ́ràn wa gan? Why is it difficult for you to come down to this country as a colony of a country called Nigeria? All right. Sorry about that, guys. Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. So many of us would love to be paid a visit to this country. But the same country is so terrible now that they are now asking you to submit documentation before you come down here. Different documentation to prove that you have the means to sustain yourself for 10 days, 1 week, student, businessman, whatever you plan to do in this country. But what they've done is, after the collateral damage they put in place, you cannot get those documents as an individual that would have loved to visit this country. And that end up to be either you get somebody or whatever and however you do so. If we were left the way we were in 1914, before that fraudulent amalgamation, we might not even have any reason to be in this country. Because as a Yoruba man, we would have deceived ourselves that whether it will work or not. But at least I will know that my root is Yoruba man, not the Nigeria that Britain created for you and me. Out of 200 million Nigerians, some of us will never make it down to this country. Because Britain does not want you to come down here. But the same Britain was able to make it down to that continent and change everything that we belong, that we own, who we are. They distorted everything. But when they were leaving, they said, let us give you independence so that you can control what we have been controlling for 46 years before independence. I'm not even talking about prior to independence, because if we go back there, you will be more angry than me in terms of what they've done during the slave trade. Until today, Great Britain have not apologized for the damage and the pain they created to our forefathers, for punishing them because they refused to obey the order of this country. Some of them were thrown into the sea. Some of them were killed. Some of them, the same starvation that you as a Nigerian is facing today as becoming the #1 poverty capital of the world. That was what was happening during the slave trade. People were given minimum food to eat. The same way of the slave trade, you cannot even access good quality health care. Don't blame your leaders. Blame Great Britain that joined us together with the nonsense country called Nigeria that we are all ready to celebrate on Friday. For some of you, you can deceive yourself that you can turn things around. You can pretend that you can change the status quo, but Britain is not ready to let go, even though after 46 years, between 1914 and 1960, 46 good years. How old are you now? I am not 46. Ṣé ìwọ ti kọjá 46? Àbókù díẹ̀, àbí ìwọ náà ń bọ̀, òun súnmọ́ bọ̀, kọ́nà fún gbogbo alẹ́ mi gbogbo. Fún 46 years ni Britain fi ẹnu sínú Nàìjíríà báyìí. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ń sọ́kẹ̀, wọ́n sọ́kẹ̀, wọ́n sọ́kẹ̀, wọ́n sọ́kẹ̀. Àwa ló tó ẹ fún wa ní independent. Wọ́n wá manipulate independence yẹn ní 1959. Àwọn tó wọlé wọ́n jẹ́ kó wọlé. Ìwọ ṣẹ̀ wá ń sọ pé 2023 wọ́n máa fún ẹ ní the right result lórí election tó bá ṣe. Èyí tẹ́ ti ń bá bọ̀ láti 1999. Ṣé o lè fi ọwọ́ sí igbá yẹ kí wọ́n sọ pé ìbò tí wọ́n dì ìbò tiẹ̀ òun ló gbé ẹni tí ó wà lórí oyè yẹn láti 1999. Ó fi pé àwọn Western world wọ́n kí wọ́n ṣe tán pè ní monetary system of our election. Do you think they don't know what is happening? You think they're stupid? They want the chaos like that because for them, Nigeria is still their own cup of tea. But God bless Professor Banji Akintoye. God bless Comrade Victor Taiwo. God bless George Akinola. God bless all you lovers of truth. Whether you are old, young, grandmother, grandfather. But someone stood his ground out of nowhere. And his voice was so loud. It was shaking. They were scared. They didn't know what was happening. It becomes like a row. And they had to shut him as quickly as they can. Chief Sunday Adeyemo, known as Igboho, I call him as well, Imole Yoruba, was very comfortable man, blessed with everything. But he can see the pain each time he drives out of his house, his own beautiful mansion, through those streets that was meant to have been repaired, through those roads that children was not meant to be on the road, through those roads that the system that should have protected you. He now called and said, this is not right. This is definitely not right. He requested that the Yorubas should wake up from their slumber. It seems we are all sleeping. Not everybody agree with him. Mostly the politicians. Because they could see where he was taking us to. And they had to cook everything. They had to plan everything to make sure that Chief Sunday, CSI as is known, is put to a full stop. And something popped up on the 1st of July at about 1:30 a.m. The cry came out. The cry of the innocent from around the world, and their mind was right inside Soka on the 1st of July. Because the news was already out that an attack, an imminent attack, invasion with the sound of the gun that was rolling was being shelled into his beautiful house. But someone gave us that signal of what was happening, and that was Lady K. We will continue to be grateful for that, because it could have been a disaster for all the Yorubas. Maybe if she has not went on air. But today, the same young woman that alerted every one of us of that atrocity, plus Jamil, have been kept right inside the DSS custody. And the question on the minds of every Nigerian is, what is the offense of we, the Yorubas, for demanding self-determination, since we are not criminals, we are not terrorists? As I speak to you right now, there are so many terrorists across every part of Nigeria ready to maim, kill, kidnap. It was not just 12 people that were taken away, even though some of them have been brought back. We also realize that 2 people, innocent lives, was killed on the 1st of July. Wọ́n pa òkú méjì. And as I speak to you right now, nobody knows where the dead body is. Nobody has an idea where the dead bodies of Adogon and Alpha Alaji Fatai. So what is the offense that we want to opt out of a country where we don't have unity? A very good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. We are demanding our right, and no one can stop that right. It doesn't matter how much they might try to suppress us. It doesn't matter how much they might try to cook things up. We can never, 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 never be one, because we are not one. So we will continue to be grateful to everyone that is waking up every day to remind us that we are not Nigerians. And we will never be Nigerians. Yes, we were born inside a country that was created by Britain. Can I create a country for them? Britain thinks they're smart. Oh, we've given them Nigeria, and then let's continue to fix, let's continue to work for the harmonization, the unity, the peace between us and them. It will be of their own interest to let things go now. It will be in the interest.
There's a new force of nature at hand, stirring all over the world. They are the young people whom, frankly, we have failed, who are angry, who are organized, who are capable of making a difference. They are a moral army. And the most important thing that we can do for them is to get the hell out of their way. There's a new force of nature at hand, stirring all over the world. They are the young people whom, frankly, we have failed, who are angry, who are organized, who are capable of making a difference. They are a moral army. And the most important thing that we can do for them is to get the hell out of their way.
They might decide not to get out of our way, thinking that, what can they do? What power do they have? What means would they be able to crush? But one thing we can tell them is, this generation is not ready to back out. And we will make sure we continue to educate, to enlighten, and give our people at home and outside the reason why we should not be part of a contraction called Nigeria that was created. We must continue to remember that. Pé ìlú tí ẹ̀ ń pè Nigeria yẹn, Britain ló create ẹ̀ fún yín. Tẹ́ ẹ bá gbọ́ òyìnbó tí mò ń sọ látẹ̀ǹkan. Britain, Great Britain ló create Nigeria. And they are asking us to keep it. Whether we like it or not, whether we are pleased or not, whether you are happy or not, whether they can give you a visa to get into this country, they still want you to keep Nigeria. The same country tí wọ́n lè guarantee visa pé kí wọ́n náà wá sí ìlú yìí kó tẹ̀ wá ṣọlidé kó tẹ̀ wá gbọ̀n ọ̀run ẹ̀ kó tẹ̀ wá fẹ́ sáfẹ́fẹ́. They are telling us to keep Nigeria. Britain tí kò lè fún ẹ ní visa láti wá sí ìlú yìí, wọ́n ní keep Nigeria, but o lè máa ṣàdúrà pé kí Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí Nigeria dá. Whereas àwọn ọmọ wọn níbí báyìí, wọ́n ń lọ mọ́ṣáláṣí, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń lọ sí church, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń lọ sí ìṣẹ̀ṣe. But they expect their government to do the needful for them. They don't believe in anything. As far as I know, I've lived there for over 2 decades. Britain cares about the religion? No. They don't care about the religion. Maybe a few of them, a very small percentage. But they want to go on the M25 and do not want to see anything to disturb them. They want to make sure that they can have 3 square meals. They want to make sure that no terrorist terrorize them in the country. Whether they are gay, whether they are lesbian, whether they are straight, whether they are whatever they want to be. But you, a country that was created on your behalf, you cannot even do less, not to talk of more. As the 2023 is already surfacing, people are talking about it, 2023, kilo ma ṣẹlẹ̀, what's going to happen? Let's hear it. While we are still waiting for our speaker on the Nigerian Port Authority, let's hear what they have to say.
Consensus movement again retreated their stand to stand against any southern president come 2023, as the governors in the south oppose open grazing, which is the livelihood of Fulanis in the north. Addressing pressmen in Abuja today, the president of the group, Comrade Awara, said Nigerians are not happy with what southern governors are doing. He said the northerners will not accept to vote anyone that is not from the north in 2023 with the arrangement of opposing open grazing.
Deliberately refuse to adhere to the provision that the president is trying to make just because they have an innermost plan. They have a plan, they have a thinking, they have a motive that they are trying to execute. That is the reason why they decided to refuse to comply with that. And in any case, this is a political situation. We are in a political government, and under a political dispensation, the voice of the people is the voice of government. Government has no authority on its own. Whoever becomes a governor, a president, a senator, a member of House of Reps, a member of Senate of Assembly, or a local government chairman is doing that on the neck of Nigerians. Now, Nigerians are not happy with what these governors are doing, even within the state that they reside. The people that they think are the members or the citizens or indigents of those states that they think they are truly not happy with this, because we have received several complaints, even from the Yorubas themselves, that their governors are doing what they are doing. And again, like I said, we are under a political dispensation. And these same people are saying that they needed power in 2023. I wonder how we, the Northerners, will accept to vote anybody that is not a Northerner in 2023 with this kind of arrangement that is going on, that openly, even as at this time that you are not in government, you are already indicating that you cannot unite the country. You are already segregating against Nigerians. You are already depriving some Nigerians from their means of livelihood. Now that you have not been given the opportunity to lead Nigeria, you are already doing this. Then what more if we decide to accept that we will support any country?
Do you see what Great Britain has done? Ǹjẹ́ ti rí wàhálà tí Britain dá sílẹ̀ sí wa lọ́rùn? I hope you can feel different energy. They have their own energy and they have the right as human beings. But all this was because of the selfish interest of a country called Great Britain. A very good afternoon to everyone. This is what Britain has created. Because when you go back to 1914, prior to now, let us ask ourselves, why should we have any reason to even have any reason at all to be sitting here today and be discussing this? If not, that Britain wanted to chew more than they can bite.
Candidate from the southern part of Nigeria, it means the north will be gone. I think this is also a better and stronger basis within which we will continue to clamor and call on our people to know that they cannot and should not and should never, and we will not allow through the ballot box anybody that will not unite this country to be.
When it calls of their people, they will not, should not, will not. We are never one in the first place. Kì í ṣe kankan náà now. So, kí ni fa gbogbo wàhálà tó tó yìí tó bá ṣe pé Britain tó kó wa sínú problem tí gbogbo wa wà nínú ẹ̀? But some of the dumb Nigerians do not understand where this man that is already preparing the future, just like you are preparing the future for your children. But their plan is to make sure that at some point in the history, they will overrun us. And they are ready to do so.
The next president of Nigeria in 2023, because automatically you have indicated that you cannot hold this country together. If you are given the opportunity,
the country was never held together. It was Britain that was trying to hold it together. And now we are all in Amajoje breakfast.
opportunity to lead, you are only going to divide, because what you are doing now is a method of division. It's an indirect dividing the country, because where you...
He's talking about the division and the divide of the country. The country was never united. Because everything that played out in 1959, we now find out. Every single thing that happened in 1959.
They might even be communists. That's ridiculous, actually. They couldn't be communists in 1,000 years. But this was the sort of thing that was being said. And we were, Europeans, were getting a bit worried about all this. It wasn't quite the honest, straightforward election that we were hoping for.
Apart from Professor Anderson and Dr. Patrick Wilmot that supported your submission on the rigged election, there were other people who also served in the colonial office in your days. I mean, who were opposed to this submission.
Initially, I was warned of what was going on by my senior officer, a Major Bunker. I didn't know, and I knew that the Governor-General had directed me to take all the office staff of the Ministry of Labour to help Chief Igboho in politicking in Warwick. And this is most irregular, and I refused to do this. Having refused an order, I know what the drill is. You resign. I resign.
Let's come back. I just want us to have the mind that
was rather devious.
What Harold Smith was telling us, these guys now have the audacity, the guts in 2021 to tell you in your face as a Yoruba man or as Nigerians that they have the final say to who become the president of Nigeria. And they've been doing so for years without any challenge from any one of us, probably maybe few of us. And that's why he has the balls.
Deprive me of my means of livelihood, and what else do you expect me to do? What else? And we're talking of crime and criminality. And we're trying to see to it that crime and criminality is reduced to the barest minimum. The government at the center is doing everything humanly possible to ensure that crime and criminality across the federation is being reduced to the...
He's talking about crime being reduced. If only we have access to our own resources in full. I'm not talking about the VAT here. I'm not talking about just the port authority. I'm talking about having and holding a Yoruba passport, the Yoruba economy. But we are all waiting to be free. But we are still consulting. Oh, we lost the audio. The audio is still good, I guess. The audio is still good. It might be from your end. You might want to come out of the broadcast and come back in. What is the purpose of asking for Yoruba nation? Is it because we hate the Fulanis and the Hausas? I care less about them. I'm more concerned about my generation. My generation that is being locked into Nigeria. Some will tell you is the leadership. It's not the leadership. It's Great Britain. And we must do everything possibly best to get out of Nigeria. Everything best, like Bodoshi. Whatever we can do as individuals, as groups of people, as intellectuals. Everyone will play different role. Mine is to come there every day and give us that hope. That hope that we can still come out of Nigeria. The Biafrans are asking for freedom. The Middle Belt. But some Nigerians believe that we are just nuisance. But what they forgot to remember is this issue is not going anywhere. And that is why we will remind you of this all the time.
Nigeria, láìsí ìjà, mi ò rò pé àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n jẹ ní bí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ṣe rí lèmi tó ń ṣe bó ṣe rí báyìí, wọn ò lè gbà kẹ́lẹ̀ kankan lọ láìsí ìjà. Ẹ dẹ̀ ti sọ fúnra yín pé àwọn èèyàn yín ń ra oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ọjà, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mò ń wò lójoojúmọ́ àti gbogbo ilé ìtọ́ṣẹ́ rà lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta. Àwa Yorùbá a ò lè sọ wípé a fẹ́ kúrò, torí pé a fẹ́ kúrò yẹn a máa sọ bá ṣe máa ń sọ pé ó dáa ẹ̀yin èèyàn tẹ́ wàá lu òyìnbó nǹkan tẹ́ mọ́ ẹ ṣe báyìí ẹ ṣe báyìí ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn yìí agbára tí wọ́n ní ni pé wọ́n múra wọn bí òṣùṣù ọ̀wọ̀. Bí wọ́n ṣe kéré tó ní Nàìjíríà yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ṣe dira wọn mú pínpín ṣinṣinṣin. Bóyá wọ́n wà ní west o àbí ní north o everywhere tó wà. Bóyá wọ́n jẹ́ orúkọ Fúlàní o tàbí wọ́n ti yí orúkọ padà sí Yorùbá o, wọ́n ṣe dira wọn kan mú nìyẹn tí wọ́n tẹ̀ ń gbọ́rọ̀ sí ara wọn lẹ́nu, wọ́n tẹ̀lé olórí wọn. Ètò máa fi ẹni pọ̀ àti ní àwọn fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ tí nǹkan tá a lè ṣe tán lè ṣe ní ká gbé so ye lọ ṣe fún ẹ United Nations ní kó nǹkan ìjà wà kán máa jà fún wa. Jẹ́ kí n sọ sọ́ọ̀rì kan fún yín nínú nígbà tí àwọn South African people tó ń jà against apartheid. Ogun yẹn wá gan nílé wọn wá kó èrè wá. Nígbà wọn wá rí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì Amẹ́ríkà. Henry Kissinger ní Secretary of State nígbà yẹn wọ́n dẹ̀ ròyìn fún gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn bá wọn fura. Àwọn apartheid people wọ́n ṣe kọ́ka wọ́n ṣe tó ẹ̀kí kọ́ka kọjá South Africa lọ sí South West Africa nǹkan kan sọ̀rọ̀ náà fọ́. Wẹ́ nǹkan tí Kissinger fi dá wọn lónìí léyò ẹ gbọ́ dáadáa o. Ó ní well, gentlemen, since you came, you have been telling me that you have a problem. If you have a problem, there is nothing America can do to help you. But if you have a crisis, then America will not keep quiet. America will step forward to intervene. Get the meaning? Tí àwọn Fúlàní bá ń pa wá, tán tẹ̀ wá mọ́lẹ̀, tán rèpù àwọn obìnrin wa, tán túbọ̀ lọ kó terrorist wá tán ṣe, tí àwa ò ṣe nǹkan kan tá a kan pariwo nǹkan kan ò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ o. Ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá kò wọ́n lójú tá a jọ wá dà rú pátápátá, then there's a crisis. So we must be ready for the moment of crisis. We must be ready for the moment of crisis.
But that moment will probably erupt as we're getting into that fraudulent election that is meant to come up in 2023. Today, if I go on our time clock on KOIKIMEDIA, www.koikimedia.com, where you can find some of the news, few things that we are putting there, you will realize that we have, that is it there, 500 days, 11 hours, 11 minutes, and the seconds keep going down. But the question is, those that want election from the northern part are talking.
The barest minimum. But by this act, you are indirectly instigating violence, you are indirectly instigating chaos, you are indirectly, expressing that you are not willing to continue to, to harbor other Nigerians from the other parts of the country that are resident in you. And I've said it before, I'm going to repeat it again. In Kano and Kaduna alone, you have more than 19 million, in the entire northern Nigeria, you have more than 19 million Yorubas resident in the 19 northern states. And not only resident, these guys owns personal property, land, farmlands, houses, and shops and water.
And if those 19 million still want to live in the northern part of the country, so be it. A lè sọ pé ìtorí 19 million Yorùbá àbí àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù tó wà ní north, and then the rest of us are locked into where our potentials as Yoruba cannot be developed. Let me say this clearly for the benefit of those of you that are with us this afternoon. Thank you very much to our back-end team. If you're thinking that you can make it out of Nigeria, let me quickly tell you part of what is playing out. Let's come here to Ogun State as an example. These are the kind of, and I'm going to be reading these lines from, response to Akim Baba, but also I can tell you categorically that 20 people have been killed by the Nigerian Air Force in Borno. Community knew they know where the terrorists are, but they rather evade them, and that was why they killed Tolulope Arotile in the first place. But let's come here. This man is in London, is your governor. But while he was leaving to London, he refused to do the needful. Do you know the needful? Kò fi ìjọba lẹ̀ fún deputy. This is the deputy of Ogun State. And this is the governor with the national leader of Al-Qaeda People's Congress. But what we are told coming out of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun is in London. His deputy that he gave the power to is nowhere to be found. He's in London. The Speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly is in US. Ogun State is on fire. But the key leaderships are cooling off abroad, abdicating duties. Crisis hit Ogun as the deputy governors jet out to protest handover of power to SSG by Abiodun. The governor traveled out of the country shortly after his late father's burial ceremony. Abiodun was to have left Okemosu, the seat of power, for United Kingdom. The same United Kingdom that some of them have opportunity today. Millions of you will never be here, because this is the kind of mediocre that UK wants. But they know that Tabagba Yoruba nation, all this nonsense will not be tolerated when we have the nation that represents us. But if you are an Ogun State indigene and also a Nigerian, your governor did not leave the power to the deputy. Rather, he left it with somebody else. The governor's action reportedly infuriated Salako Oyedele, who hurriedly took a trip to London until further notice. Newsmen further gathered that the deputy decided to avoid allowing the matter to degenerate into a full-blown crisis, had also left. The Speaker of the House of Assembly, Olakunle Oluomo, had also left the state to attend a conference in the United States of America. And this is the kind of life our people are trapped in. Lóòótọ́ ẹni wọ́n ní ẹgbẹ́ APC ló ń ṣe ní Ogun State. Ǹjẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ yẹn ìjọ gbé ẹ́? Ẹgbẹ́ APC tó náà ń ṣe yẹn, ǹjẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ APC yẹn ǹjẹ́ ó gbé ẹ́ rárá? Ìbéèrè ni o. I'm just asking a question. Ǹjẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ APC yẹn ìjọ gbé ẹ́? So we have the option now. And the option is, let us all fight for self-determination. Because it is the only way out. It is the only way to have a better life. I agree. Some might say we can turn things around in Nigeria, but we are not Nigerians. It was created on our behalf. And that is why today, a country like this would rather want to hide what belongs to us. A country like UK would continue to play the minds of millions of Nigerians like they are helping us out. But they are not helping us. They are actually helping themselves. Let's hear from the Culture Secretary representing again the Queen and the UK government right here in United Kingdom. Let's see what he has to say.
That they properly reside in the British Museum. Now,
void. They are part of our lives. They are the missing dots in our entire social lives.
The ancient foundries of Benin's royal brasscasters, whose skills have been world-renowned for centuries, is where this unfinished story begins.
This process has been as old as the kingdom itself.
A once mighty kingdom, now part of Nigeria, whose bustling modern-day streets are still defined by...
Did you hear what he said there? In Jegbon Koto Sonibe, there was never anything called Nigeria, as at the time they were stealing some of these bronze and whatever they were stealing, the artifacts. Let's rewind it a little bit. Because when you are claiming Nigeria, the question is, when did we create Nigeria? Let's go back one step further. Listen carefully to every detail. We do not own the copyright of this video.
A once mighty kingdom, now part of Nigeria.
A once mighty kingdom, now part of Nigeria. So where is the kingdom itself now? Britain has cooked it, has put it together in 1914 to become Nigeria that we know today. If it was not Nigeria in 1914, it would still be Benin Kingdom, Yoruba Kingdom, Ishekiri Kingdom, whatever kingdom it is. But what you're Yakuro, what Bekuro, they took away the kingdom and they gave you false hope. What is the false hope? Nigeria.
Whose bustling modern-day streets are still defined by the brutal invasion of the British back in 1897.
Did you hear that? 1887. Abi, I hope I heard it right. I hope you are taking notes, because these are the history that a lot of you do not know, and you are just marching around with, look, if Awusa Fulani wants to live on our territory, and the same with the Biafra, they will have to go according to the constitution that we have and we have put down. Not the one that was put together fraudulently called 1999 Constitution. Let's hear this.
By the brutal invasion of the British back in 1897.
1897, the brutal invasion by Britain. This same country, the brutal invasion. And that same country is now telling us to unite with the people that we can never in 1,000 years, according to statistics, align, agree with us. Because if you're thinking that at the back of your mind, you can solve the problem of Nigeria by trying to fix it, you would die, end up trying to fix Nigeria. So my advice to us especially the youth that is still being mobilized to fight against the people that are demanding self-determination, whether they are Biafra. Thank you very much. Yes, 1897. Let's even now, what is the difference between, let's quickly do a maths. 1897. You know, every year, just minus it from now. So when we talk about 2021, right, from 1897, that was again 124 years. So the more you look back, the more you realize that we have been slaves for a very long time. Emi Belat in 1914. But this presenter, whoever is doing this on behalf of, okay, I think we might have our guest, which I might say is sending me a message. So he's probably waiting. Let's see. Are we ready? Yeah. Yes. Are you? All right. Just send it when you come in. I'll allow you to get into the Zoom. I'm just waiting. All right. All right then. All right. So we're gonna be discussing about the part 2 of the Apapa terminal. But let's quickly listen to this before that man comes.
Here in Benin City, that invasion is commemorated in life-size pieces of street art. But the world-famous symbols of Benin's past, the so-called Benin bronzes, cultural artifacts which were wrenched from their homes, have still not, in the main, been returned to their original owners. And on the front line of all of this painful history.
Did you hear what he says? Painful history, and we are still in that pain in 2021. And you want to celebrate 61 years of what a white man in Britain, the colonial master, then did for us. You still want to be celebrating that on Friday.
The British Museum. And this one here. Benin bronzes were traditionally commissioned by the Oba, or king. Prince Eden Akenzo has been demanding their return for decades. In his personal library, photos the British took when they burnt his great-great-grandfather's palace to the ground.
Did you hear that? They burnt down the great-great-grandfather palace. Imagine the palace here, just as we have, Buckingham Palace and all these palaces around different parts of the globe. Imagine if all these palaces is still existing today. More history will be learned from there. But they never wanted anybody to know how those palaces were built because they were built before Great Britain came. But today, we are all crying because we don't even know why we are crying. It's because Britain killed, maimed, stole, and they are still stealing as of today, making life miserable for millions of you at home. Some of us might be lucky to be living among them. Does not mean that we are happy to be here. We want to come back home, but there's no home to come back to. Let's hear more.
For loot.
The British knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they knew there were precious objects here.
They knew they were looting.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? The British knew what they were doing. They were looting. They were looting in 1897 when they invaded the kingdom. But today, a lot of Nigerians are lost. They don't even know who truly am I? Because you don't understand that the palaces that were burnt down to the ground, Britain know that years to come, people like us, people like you, will come and ask questions. Imagine if those palaces are still existing, even if they are not to the top notch. We will learn history, even by bringing the stone and we put it on fire. We put it on scientific latest technology, and it can tell us that we have been in existence for a very long time. But rather, they burnt it down to pieces.
Of the 3,000 artifacts they pillaged, many are now in the British Museum.
3,000 artifacts were stolen by Great Britain. I'm just waiting for my guest to signal that he's here, and then we will come back to the conversation. 3,000 artifacts that told us who we are as Biafrans, as Yorubas. Okay, somebody is saying there's a bomb blast in Garuapa Estate, Abuja, and the gunfire going on there. Yes, I've been following that as well. I think it's the shared. It's ongoing. Let's continue. Benin bronze here in the museum in United Kingdom. But you cannot even have access to come here because Britain that colonized us does not want it. So who is fooling who? Who is fooling who?
Those things are like our own diaries. Whatever was significant, the Oba will tell the guild of broadcasters to cast it in.
Did you hear that? Whatever was significant during that era, Ọba àgbà yẹn á ní kó lọ ṣe bronze jáde. In tó bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ayé ìgbà yẹn, tí ọba yẹn bá pé ha nǹkan kan báyìí, wọ́n á ní kó lọ ṣe jáde. All right, I can tell you we have our guest that have just joined us. Hello. I've just admitted it. He's probably getting his audio, and then we will come back to this conversation later. Hello, sir. Once again, a very good afternoon. And welcome to where we tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. You can be deceived by people telling you, Nigeria is going to work. It is all mirage. There's nothing called Nigeria. It's never going to work. I'm just trying to see what's going on with my guest. Okay, he's still joining, so let's give him some time. He's still joining. Okay, I think we've got him now. Hello. Okay, the audio is also connecting. So we'll go straight to the conversation of the Nigerian Port Authority, Nibiti Atimba Botele. The part 1, you can go back on KOIKIMEDIA, our YouTube, and just type in, you can, let's see if we can do a quick search, Nigeria Port Authority, and then just put in KOIKIMEDIA next to it so you can get the conversation that you're looking for. And that will give you the part 1, which is this one. So we did that a week ago. So we are now ready to go with the part 2. This is the part 1, but we are now preparing you for the part 2. Let's see if my guest can hear me. Let me tell him to unmute. Hello? Hello, Baba Pot. I hope you can hear me. I've asked him to unmute. Okay. Just bear with us. You can imagine. Shem Bomisha. Hello. All right. Very good. All right. We're good to go. All right. All right. We're good to go. We're good to go then. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò fún àǹfààní àwọn tí wọ́n ń gbọ́ wa, a kò máa fún wọn ní just under some few minutes summary. Ibi tí a bá Nigerian Port Authority, ibi tá a bá dé ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá lọ, ká lè bá ètò yẹn lọ nísìnyí. Ẹgbẹ́ òsókè à ń gbọ́.
Mo kí ní ilé ìwọ̀n, mo kí gbọ́mọ Yorùbá, ilẹ̀ ìlẹ́gbẹ̀ wa kò ní bẹ̀rẹ̀. Nípa sí program tá a ṣe ní last week, so continuity ìpàdé òun lélẹ̀. So mo fẹ́ ṣàlàyé nípa sí ìdíwọ́ ìpín Nigeria Port Authority tó ṣe ń generate owó under shipping company. Ṣèlẹ́dẹ́ phase 1, terminal operator ni mo sọ. This is phase 2. shipping company nílé. So the still here our maritime company, but I got discussed with that too.
Okay.
So before ship arrived.
Ká tó máa lọ, mo kàn fẹ́ make sure pé àwọn èèyàn wa ń gbọ́ wa ká má kàn máa sọ̀rọ̀ dànù. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹni tó bá ń gbọ́ wa tó ń gbọ́ èmi tó dẹ̀ ń gbọ́ ẹni tó ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ kàn bá wa sọ pé ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa ẹ sọ pé yes àti sọ pé kẹsẹ̀ one so that ká má kàn máa sọ̀rọ̀ tá a bá ti wọlé ọ̀rọ̀ nílé ètò máa mọ́nítọ̀ yẹn. So tẹ bá ń gbọ́ wa lórí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń fún yín tẹ̀ ń follow wa ẹ kàn sọ pé yes à ń gbọ́ yín or number one just to know that people are listening to us. Okay, wọ́n gbọ́ wa lórí YouTube, that's fine, so we're good to go. Lórí Facebook nǹkan ṣe ń gbọ́ wa, okay, wọ́n gbọ́ wa lórí Facebook, ẹ ṣé gan màmá mi Adésànyà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbóhùn sókè, bàbá wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa bá ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ṣòwò.
Ẹ ṣeun gan. Tíṣì tó wá sórí tíṣì tó wá sí Nàìjíríà, àwọn shipping company, wọ́n máa ti kọ́kọ́ ṣe ìkọ̀tọ́ ń pè ní arrival. Again, in English. Before ship arrive to the Nigerian water, the shipping company or the shipping agent will apply for ship entry match. Only company ship entry match. Ship entry match is also that the permission. Láti wọ́n fẹ́ wá sórí omi Nàìjíríà láti lè wá síkiri láti lè wá járù lẹ̀ sórí omi Nàìjíríà. Ibi ló máa ti ta ibi ni àwọn shipping company ibi ló ti máa gba ship entry notice under operation department ní Nigeria Port Authority ìbẹ̀lẹ̀ tí máa gbà. Ìyáàdẹ̀ na ship entry notice ship entry notice here is $350 fún dọ́kúmẹ̀tì yìí fún N.P.A tó máa issue shipping company within 3 to 4 days tí ship yẹn tó lè wá sí Nàìjíríà. So tí shipping company tó wá ti wá apply fún ship entry notice yìí tó wá ti wá apply fún number operation department bọ́ sí section 2. Section 2 yẹn àwọn shipping company náà ọmọ wa login sí orí quarter N.P.A. Ṣé ẹ gbọ́ wa? Ẹ̀rọ ṣe ń gbọ́ wa?
Mo ń gbọ́ yín, ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ.
Okay. Shipping company ọmọ wa login sí Nigeria Port Authority portal láti máa apply fún ship entry notice application form. Tí wọ́n ti wá apply fún tó ti submit application tó ti submit online tó ti san $350 online per ship ní o. Tí wọ́n ti san ọmọ wa print certificate yẹn ọmọ print ẹ̀ jáde. So tí wọ́n ti wá print ẹ̀ jáde. Then, àwọn print jáde shipping company ọmọ wa ṣe kí ọmọ contact àwọn Nigeria customs fún àwọn mọ́tò 30 tó gbé wá láti lè ṣe valuation ìgbà tí mọ́tò jẹ́ láti lè ṣe kíni láti lè gba owó tàrífù mọ́tò ọmọ àti Nigeria customs lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó ti gba ship entry notice tán. So our customer asking, I want to prepare valuation for each motor. And I thought to prepare valuation for each motor. Ship entry notice need our documents call numbers àti container àti ẹrù tó gbé wá ó ti wà nínú ìwé yìí. Ṣé wọ́n máa wá send back fún Nigeria custom láti lè fi prepare valuation ẹrù tó gbé wá. Ìlànà custom máa ń gbà fún valuation preparation. Custom gba no less than $450 fún valuation preparation. Gbogbo ọ̀fẹ́ prepare ìlànà estimate container báyìí. Ìlànà estimate mọ́tò chassis jẹ́ 2005 àti 2010. Any type of motor tó wá jẹ́ only custom ló máa ṣe examination. Ìyẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. So after tí shipping company tó wá ti wá sí ìyẹ̀tọ́ shipping company máa ṣe wá tí wá san owó kan tó ń pè ní ship rotation number fún N.P.A. Ship rotation number yẹn is a payment that show a particular number in a dock or in a bat. That is the thing àwọn ship yẹn fẹ́ bá tìtì, particular place ibi tó fẹ́ bá tìtì, àwọn shipping company ló máa choose ibi tí ship fẹ́ bá tìtì, báyìí tí ó terminal ló fẹ́ bá tìtì ni o, àbí Sinka Land Port Complex ló fẹ́ bá tìtì, àwọn shipping company ló máa decide. So our custom no matter prepare ship rotation number. Our number prepare for a ship rotation number. Ship rotation number is $250 per ship. So learning by later, our shipping company, our shipping company, apply for ship manifest. Ship manifest here is a document that gives you details of a ship. Is a document that gives you details of the ship, that is the crew members of the ship, the cargoes that the ship carries, and the port of arrival of that ship. Along with the ship manifest. So a ship manifest means apply under Department of Port Operation. If the letter apply to ship manifest àwọn shipping company ọmọ apply for definitely tó gbé àwọn crew members àwọn container tí ship gbé àti ibi tí ship máa bá tìtì. Èlé ni àwọn shipping company máa sọ pé ship manifest ọmọ san ìbẹ̀ o ọmọ san $250 èdè ọmọ san $250 ni àwọn shipping company ló máa sọ pé ship manifest. So bí wọ́n ti wá sọ èèyàn kan then abala kejì abala kẹrin èyí ni pé ship máa wá láti lè wá back sí port authority tí ship wá ti dé Nigeria Ocean tí wọ́n ti dé Nigeria Ocean ìgbẹ́ni.
à ń gbọ́ yín ẹjẹ́ ń béèrè kan afẹ́ tó ship mélòó ló ń wọ orí omi wa ní oṣù ní every month roughly.
Ṣé ibi tó wọlé omi ó máa fẹ́ tó ọmọ ìgbé 350 sí 370.
So bí 350 ship ló ń wá sórí omi Lagos State Nigerian Port Authority ní oṣù every month. Ọ̀dà ẹ máa bá wa nìṣó lọ à ń gbọ́ yín.
So listen. Tí ship wa ti back tèmi ti dé port authority ó máa back sí ocean ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà tó wá tí wọ́n back síbẹ̀ àwọn captain tó ń pè ní master marina wọ́n pè wọ́n ní master marina àwọn ní captain àwọn captain máa ń pe department port communication and control níbi ship dìde. And not the assistant and not the top boat. Láti lè wá drive the ship yẹn wá sí èbúté. Èlé ni N.P.A máa ń charge shipping company fún top boat per hour. N.P.A máa ń charge $1,500 per hour. Ebi ọtí drive the ship láti rí ocean. Láti port láti èbúté ibi tí ship yẹn láti airplane tó máa ti jẹ́ ìrìnàbẹ̀lẹ̀ $1,500 ni àwọn ship kọ̀ọ̀kan máa san. Níbi tí ship yẹn kù ó wá tí wọ́n dé sí èbúté fẹ́ẹ́ ti ṣe gbogbo documentation fẹ́ẹ́ ti submit sí department wa ó ní document tó máa submit sí department wa fẹ́ẹ́ ti submit gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́. So àwọn N.P.A ní máa wá pe àwọn cabinet operators láti lè commence loading àti discharging ẹ̀rọ náà ní port authority. So lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ kọ̀ǹtẹ́nà kọ̀ọ̀kan tí ship yẹn gbé wá for example tí wọ́n jẹ́ M.A.T Brennan ó gbé kọ̀ǹtẹ́nà bíi 3,500 kọ̀ǹtẹ́nà wá.
Bàbá mi pé mo kàn fẹ́ mo tún interject díẹ̀. Ẹ kàn fún mi ní idea ẹ lè gbé lọ sí bí ọdún kan sókè àbí kẹjà wá sílẹ̀ bí iye wo ni iye ẹ̀yin náà ẹ má sọ the exact ó ní kankan tí mo fẹ́ mú jáde ńbẹ̀.
Okay, yes, Adi, let's say.
Yeah, it's ọmọdún yìí ló fẹ́ mọ̀.
Okay, yeah.
Ṣé 76 yìí ni? Ṣé 79? Kí lẹ sọ?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
76. Mo ń gbọ́ yín.
1979.
So tẹ́yìn bá jẹ́ 1979, ó jẹ́ kí ẹ̀yin náà ti jẹ́ bí MD position yẹn. Ìdí tí mo ṣe mo lọ ń wo biography Adizat Bala Usman. She was born on the 2nd of January 1976 ní Zaria ní Kaduna. Gbogbo tó ṣe títí di ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré kà fún yín. Adizat Bala Usman was born on the 2nd of January 1976 in Zaria in Kaduna State, Nigeria. She started her education at Ahmadu Bello University Zaria Staff Primary School, went ahead to complete both her secondary and undergraduate studies at Ahmadu Bello University campus, Zaria, with a BSc in Business Administration. From 1996 to 2000, she later obtained an MA in Development Studies from the University of Leeds, which is about 3 hours away from me here in the United Kingdom, in 2008 to 2009. She started her career with Center for Democratic Development and Research Training in Zaria, a non-governmental organization, in June 1999 to June 2000 as a research assistant, following which she worked at the Bureau of Public Enterprise, the agency charged with implementation of privatization programming of the Federal Republic of Nigeria from July 2000 to August 2004. As an enterprise officer, she was then hired by the United Nations Development for Federal Capital Territory Administration (FCT) from 2004 to 2008 as a special assistant to the Minister on Project of Implementation. Ìdí tí mo ṣe ń ka gbogbo kiri ni pé ṣé lọ́mọ Yorùbá tó ní qualification tó ju tiẹ̀ lọ tó fi wá di pé òun lọ gbé wá síbẹ̀ even though ti gbé kúrò. Ẹ má bínú pé mo kàn yàbàrà díẹ̀ ni ẹ kàn sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí díẹ̀ ká padà sí ní àǹbárọ̀ lọ tẹ́lẹ̀.
Sẹ́ẹ̀rí Adébàtì yẹn, ó ní oṣù gbọ̀ngàn bẹ́ẹ̀ tó gbọ́ ND, ẹ̀dá the chairman of N.P.A. Oṣù gbọ̀ngàn, ó lẹ́yìn kan tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá. Ní màá fi orúkọ màá fi ní ìfẹ́ sọ́dúnkọ wọn. Ẹni ọmọ Yorùbá ni ọ̀rọ̀ ògbóni pàtí Márífà nígbà tí N.P.A. Pẹ́gbẹ́ in the next 3 or 4 years, N.P.A. will be one of the best in the whole Africa. But outside life now, lọ́wọ́ ti gbé àdúgbò wọlé. Ọ̀nà British connect nítorí ọ̀rẹ́ mi gbọ̀ngàn tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi gbọ̀ngàn tí mo sọ pé ní gbọ̀ngàn ló ṣe rí ẹ̀sìn lọ́wọ́ wọ́n ṣe ẹ̀ma tó wà ní department báyìí gbọ̀ngàn ló tó ṣe chairman N.P.A. tó máa Yorùbá ni nígbà àti Àbújá òun lọ́ ti tẹ̀lé ìyẹn wá wọ́n ti gbé Àbújá wá. Èyí náà dá wa tó jẹ́ Yorùbá yìí ní ẹgbẹ́ tí ń bèèrè pé gbọ̀ngàn ló tó jẹ́ chairman kódà ó ṣàdúrà ní mẹ́rin àpá mi ní pásítọ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ bá jẹ́ bí wọ́n ti ṣàdúrà fún nípa ìgbọ̀ngbọ̀n lóní at the end of the day outside blanket pẹ̀lú àwọn British gangan àwọn lọ́wọ́ àbí lounge.
British gangan.
Àjọ pẹ̀lú ìdílé ayé ìlú.
Ẹja máa bá bí tá à ń bá ẹ má bínú àìmọ̀ yín sá.
Ṣé nípa tí nǹkan tí mo sọ tí ṣùkú àti dé wọ́n ti sọ ní ti documentation. N.P.A. ló máa wá decide lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí immigration àti àwọn Nigerian customs ọmọ wa respect ship yẹn àwọn immigration ọmọ wa respect yẹn ọmọ àmọ́wò container tó gbé ọmọ àmọ́wò àwọn èèyàn tó wà ní ọ̀bọ̀ lẹ́yìn gbogbo operation yẹn ọmọ wa bẹ̀rẹ̀ loading of cargoes. Issues container àwọn Nigerian Port Authority under no less than 250,000 naira issues container for 40 feet. 20 feet under 150,000. 40 feet under 250,000 per container. Ní ìyẹn ṣùkú kan àti ìwà ó lè how many bars náà ní Apapa Port Complex and ní 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 container ship na ní Apapa Port Complex 5 container ship and ní ayọ̀dọ̀ sí EML tí ó sọ ní ìdọ̀tí and ní mẹ́rin sí APA terminal ní Masline and ní mẹ́rin ó jẹ́ márùn-ún ẹni gbé container wá. Yóò sì tí ship wọ́n gbé container tó gbé 3,500 container wá. Each container is under 250,000 to 42. 26 under 150,000. And one time to see time 205,000 containers to 42. 1,000 containers to 26. Ìyẹn tó jẹ́ time ọ̀nà márùn-ún millions tí yóò jẹ́. Àti ìbọn sí kìíní àti ìbọn sí Twitter Anaplex Complex. Twitter Anaplex Complex only that be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 container bags. Only make I say Twitter Anaplex Container Terminal Limited in the book of only make it see 5 star logistics. Only make it see port and cargo. Only make it see green market, project PTML, project port and terminal multi-purpose service limited, project 9. Ẹ̀wọ́n àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ pé àwọn máa ń yẹn sí ọ̀gbẹ́bí no less than 10,000 container wá in a month. Ẹ̀wọ́n tẹ́lẹ̀ sí 250,000 times 10,000 container. Olùyẹ̀ mílíọ̀nù tó jẹ́ o. Àti ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tí ó ti lò ó. Mílíọ̀nù ti container nìyẹn o. Ẹ̀wọ́n bọ́ síbi àwọn fertilizer, àwọn general cargo in terms of fertilizer, in terms of steel, in terms of iron. Per ton, àwọn NPA outside the shipping company per ton $125 per ton. And the ELN only 7 baht. The 7 baht yẹ ẹyẹ kan jẹ́ eléyìí tó gbé container. Labour people ló jẹ́ general and global cargo in terms of fertilizer, steel, iron, so on and so forth. Per ton, only by $5 per ton. Shipping is going to be 100,000 tons wá, 200,000 tons wá. Ẹwà time sí $5 times 100,000 tons. Ṣé rí pé àwọn pípì ìpàwọ́dà ni? This is the time, not going back. This is the time we make sure that we formulate our self-determination back. We are not going back.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká wá sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa àádẹ́gba ìpè láìpẹ́ ìbọ̀tẹ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ní question ẹ máa kọ question yìí sílẹ̀ ẹ dẹ̀ máa fi sórí comment. Ká bá wo surroundings ibi tá à ń pè ní Nigerian Port Authority àwọn fídíò yẹn látẹ̀ǹkan ìyẹn á máa béèrè pé gbogbo owó tó wá ń rí ní bíbà níbo lowó yẹn wà gan níbo ló ń kówó yẹn sí kí ló ń fowó yẹn ṣe àwọn wo ló ń lówó yẹn àwọn ló ń jàǹfààní ẹ̀ tó fi di pé àwọn tó ń gbé ní agbègbè yẹn gan ká má tẹ̀tí sọ àwọn tí tó bá di bí lẹ́yìn tá a bá parí October 1st rally èmi á gbé wa lọ sí ibi tí Port Authority ti UK wà màá fi wò yìí bó ṣe ń lọ but ibo ni àwọn owó tí wọ́n pa tẹ̀ ń sọ yìí owó rẹpẹtẹ ibo ló ń lọ gan.
ẹ ṣe ń gbọ́ fún ìbéèrè yẹn ṣẹ́ni wọ́n fẹ́ láti pàwọ́ yẹn because again ọ̀rẹ́ mi yẹn òun ọ̀nà máa ń dà very opportunity. ó ń sọ fún mi pé again Nigeria Port Authority already manage than 50 billion. Ó ní pé every month.
Ṣé 16 billion naira lẹ́ ń sọ ní àbẹ́bàbí sọ ní dáadáa?
15 billion naira.
Okay.
15 billion naira. Èyí ló sọ fún mi. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni 15 billion.
Okay.
ìsọ mímátà yìí nítorí mímátà yìí ti ìfúnnáfẹ́ bọ́sẹ̀rì rẹ̀ ìgbẹ́lẹ́tẹ̀ wọ́ọ̀kì mímátà pàṣíp tẹmẹtẹmẹtẹ ń gbé tí ìṣèlú àkùdé òní sí ìgbé sí èbúté ó máa kọ́kọ́ láti nation bíṣọ̀pù láti nation ọmọ wa ṣe àwọn tó ń jẹ maritime safety and security department nígbà mímátà àwọn mímátà ló máa ń ṣe security láti dènà security yẹn èké sí àwọn piracy tó máa wá àgbà ṣípù yẹn. So listen per hour mímátà ń gba 100,000 naira per hour lọ́wọ́ shipping company fẹ́rẹ́ secure ship ní nation. 100,000 ló ń gbà every hour ló ń gbà. Shipping rule ó máa lo 2 days. Tí other ship ó ti bá ìlẹ̀ tó ètò lọ sí bá ìlẹ̀ láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lájẹ́rù. Shipping máa ń lọ 3 days lórí omi. Orí pẹ̀lú lórí quantity ẹ̀rù tó yá gbé. So per
ṣé 3 days from the time tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ upload 3 days ní in general ló máa lọ nítorí kó máa lọ.
Kí àtúntò wá sí èbúté.
Kó tó sọ̀ wá sí èbúté àti wà lórí omi lọ́nkàn lọ́hùn. So àwọn nìmásà ló máa lọ fún ní protection lórí omi níbẹ̀ kó má bàa jákè àbí. So ship yẹn wá nítorí mo fẹ́ jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn máa gbọ́ dáadáa ní sáwá máa san 100,000 ní every hour. So now tí bá gbé tó bá pè mí nísìn mo ní ṣíìpù nísìn so kí ṣíìpù mi tó dé èbúté tó bá ṣàti dúró orí omi Nàìjíríà á máa san 100,000 ní every hour. Ọ̀dà à ń gbọ́ yín.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni so tí wọ́n ti wá sọ owó yẹn nísìnyí tí ṣíìpù wa tó sórí ocean yẹn tó wá sí èbúté tí kò wá rí sí Nigeria flag ó máa san 400,000 naira fún penalty.
Ìyẹn flag burúkú yẹn.
Flag burúkú yẹn ó máa san 400,000 but tí tó wá rí sí flag Nigeria ó máa san 200,000. Ilé rí sí flag Nigeria wọlé ó máa san 200,000. Wọ́n ti wá sọ owó yẹn tán ó ní kọ̀ọ̀kan ń pè ní marine pollution. Marine pollution yẹn àwọn ẹni máta ló ń gbà yìí yẹn is a charge that the shipping company pay for the marine environmental that is ṣọlọ́pẹ́ kíbẹ̀ tí wọ́n wà lórí omi propeller ship yẹn ó ní àfẹ́sẹ̀ propeller ship yẹn. Ṣé ìbọn mi tó wà máa ń fi dáadáa? So àwọn onímọ̀tà rẹ̀ àwọn onímọ̀ máa ń mú ìṣòro pé ọ́ọ́kìlì ní Nàìjíríà ọ́ọ́kìlì ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tí wọ́n pè ní Nàìjíríà mọ́ ọ́ọ́kìlì ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ọmọ ìṣòro tó ọ́ọ́kìlì tàbí ọ̀dà ọ́ọ́kìlì dáadáa fún àwọn ship láti lè máa wọlé easily láti lè máa jáde so that èyí tí kò tó máa affect propeller ship yẹn ọdún máa ń gba marine pollution yẹn ọmọ ìgbà mílíọ̀nù 500,000 lọ́wọ́ àwọn ship. Àwọn ni máa tà. Fishing ship wọ́n máa ń gba 500,000 every month ní wọ́n máa ń gbà yẹ. Àwọn shipping company máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ every month nìyẹn. Ó yàtọ̀ sí owó flag, ó yàtọ̀ sí owó security, ó yàtọ̀ sí owó sabotage, oníkọ̀ọ̀kan pè ní sabotage lọ. Tí ship kan tó wá fẹ́ lọ láti Tinkan Island lọ sí Sápẹ́lẹ́ àbí lọ sí Wọrí àbí lọ sí Ọ̀nà àbí neighboring state tí wọ́n mú mi nínú wíìdì Nàìjíríà ó máa sí àwọn shipping company máa ń sọ fún àwọn onímọ̀tà fún Saturday blog. So mi ò tí ì fẹ́ lọ sí London onímọ̀tà iye gbọ́ngàn ni oṣù fẹ́ wà lórí ẹ̀. Tí SEPT sọmọdé máa sọ pé ọmọ ń ṣàjò owó fún pilotage. Tí ṣíṣe wá ti wá lo 3 days nítorí NPA àwọn máa ń fún àwọn shipping company yẹn iye days tó máa ti jẹ́ ìrìn ọ̀gbọ́lẹ̀ tó máa ti jẹ́ àtàgbè ẹrù tó gbé wá tó máa ti gba bọ́lẹ̀ ó ní èdè sí àwọn NPA tó máa ń fún àwọn shipping company. So tó wá ti meet days yẹn the next day ọmọ máa gba ẹgbẹ́ marriage. Èlé ní kí marriage shipping company sọ 150,000 for the marriage. That's over tí àwọn ship ń lò lórí omi Nàìjíríà ó sọ 150,000 èyí ṣíìpù tó wá gbé láti tàyà bush tó wá gbé wá ó máa lo 1 week ó máa lo 1 week 2 days or 1 week 3 days ló máa ń lò ṣíìpù tó gbé máa ń fún àwọn ṣíìpù rẹ̀ NPA máa ń àwọn ṣíìpù company ó máa ń fún wọn ní 5 days fún àwọn ṣíìpù rẹ̀ large ṣíìpù rẹ̀ tó wá tún wá lè dé 5 days lọ ó máa sọ ní tariff tó wá dé 3 days ló dáhùn lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn ẹgbẹ́ àtàkùnrin 350,000 times 3 days being almost 400,000 450,000. So the matter one generate is the matter one generate is that and my friend the matter Abuja. The matter one today Abuja àwọn emir Sultan Sokoto àwọn emir àwọn daye ọmọ wa jókòó ọmọ sọ láàrin àwọn ní pé ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn British àwọn ló gbé agbára lé wọn ló gbé agbára lé wa lọ́wọ́ ó bá ti ní agreement ọ̀tijọ́ fáìn ní 1914 wọ́n tó gbé agbára lé wọn lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀rọ mi yẹ gbogbo Haúsá Fúlàní ni àwọn sọ fún mi. Now the 60% of that money is going to the British. 38% is going to the pocket. Why the money took to them? And I say that because it's the money to work. So, I think maybe another program me. My friend that our facilities in terms of mobile crew, data crew, our corporate care. Iye hour tó máa ń lò nínú port láti lè fi jẹ́rù lórí ship NPA lónìí àwọn facilities yẹn tó máa ń ṣáàjì àwọn shipping company tààrà. Iye millions of money tó máa ń ṣáàjì shipping company fún àwọn facilities àwọn corporate NPA táwọn shipping company fẹ́ rẹ́ńdà láti lè upload àwọn ẹrù wọn nínú gbogbo tí àwọn NPA tó máa ń ṣáàjì wọn fún facility services. Ìwà tí wọ́n máa ń generate. Àwọn ọba àkọ́jọ́ ìwà ọmọ apariwo ìfẹ́sọ́rì. Ẹgbẹ́ táwọn ọba rẹ̀ lẹ̀ nítorí kí ni tó wá pẹ́ tó wá já time shall tell. They will know the reality. Àní bí wọn máa àní sẹ́lẹ̀sì tí wọn máa they will know the reality. But before that time, ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti jẹ́ pé àwọn ọmọ máa tó ti consequences wọn. Nítorí our footstep is in our hands. Ọjọ́ ìlara kò sí lẹ́yìn ọba àkọ́kọ́ mọ́. Ọjọ́ ìlara ní ọ̀wọ́ wa ló wà.
Lára àwọn ṣíìpù tí ẹ̀yà mú bọ́yìn.
Ẹgbẹ́ tó gbọ́dọ̀.
Mo ní lára àwọn nígbà tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ mo ń wo ẹni tó jẹ́ DG Nimasa mo ti rẹ́ tó jẹ́ DG Dr. Bashir Jamo ọmọ Fúlàní náà fún náà jẹ́.
Dr. Bashir ọwọ́ ṣètò orúkọ yẹn.
Wọ́n change orúkọ yẹn àbí? Ok.
Fúlàní nìkan.
Bashir Jamo ok mo ti lọ wo nítorí bàbá kódà ní 26 of September which was only ìjọ Sunday maritime ọ̀nà àti Japan committed to partnership with Nigeria Ambassador Kazuyushi Honourable Minister of Transportation àti bla bla bla. Ìdí mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni pé nínú àwọn ṣíìpù tí ẹnu ń wá sí orí omi wa yẹn 350 ní oṣù kan ìlú wo gangan ló ń gbé ṣíìpù tó pọ̀ jù wá sí orí omi yẹn ìlú wo ni nínú gbogbo ìlú àgbáyé ẹ bá láìdíà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni àwọn náà yẹ ìlú tó ń gbé ṣíìpù wá mọ́tì
Singapore.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni followed by China.
So kí ló ṣe jẹ́ pé Singapore kí ni nǹkan tí ó ṣe jẹ́ Singapore ló ń gbé nǹkan tó pọ̀ jù wá àti China dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé China ní.
Ṣé mo gbé nítì àwọn oníkọ̀ọ́dọ́ ń pè ní maritime trading. Maritime trading yẹ àwọn Korea àti àwọn importer and exporter tó wá ti rí country kan pé àwọn lè máa rajà tó ship ju country nìkan lọ máa ń láti lọ sí country yẹn. Nítorí owó freight tí shipping company máa gbà lọ́wọ́ àwọn importer láti lè sẹ́ǹdì ẹrù yẹn wá ó máa ship ní ìlú ibẹ̀ ju ìlú mi lọ. So àwọn importer àti exporter wọ́n ti discover pé Singapore ọjà tó wá rà ní Singapore ó máa ń ship ju ti China lọ. So Singapore sì àmì number one tó máa ń gbé ship wá.
ẹ ṣe wá ń dárúkọ Singapore yẹn mò ń wo gbogbo population Singapore is 5.7 million. The whole population wọn as at 2019. So àwa wá lọ ń kó ẹrù wá láti Singapore wá sí Nàìjíríà ìlú jágbajàgba yẹn. Gbogbo Singapore kò tẹ̀ fẹ́ẹ̀ tó Èkó according to ndawa tó wà níwájú wa níbí báyìí. But mò ń gbádùn ọ̀rọ̀ yín lọ́wọ́. Gross domestic product wọn was $372.1 billion ní 2019. Population growth rate wọn is 1.1% annual. But ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ.
So nísìnyí àwọn shipping company nígbà tí àwọn shipping company tó wà ti san owó yẹn nígbà tí wọ́n ti san owó yẹn tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ discharging. Story ẹgbẹ́ ìpadà sí ẹgbẹ́ ìpadà sí pilotage ṣọmọdémọ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ní pé tí ship wa ti dé ó máa dé sórí ocean. Àwọn master marina wọ́n máa pe àwọn tó ń jẹ́ ambon master department continue number N.P.A. àwọn ló máa ń ṣe service to pilotage àti payload to ship. Ship kan tọ́wọ́ nídìí
ẹni sùúrù bàbá wa àwọn kan sọ pé the speaker voice is not clear. Ẹ máa bí àpẹ̀lú wa nítorí pé ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹni tó ń báyàn sọ̀rọ̀ látọ̀nà méjì nígbà tá a ti mọ rúùlù tí ó jẹ́ so kápọ̀ máa fetí mara máa gbọ́. I'm sure that we will be able to rectify that in days and weeks to come. The more we are going into this broadcast, ọ̀nà bá ní fóònù tó dàbí tiwa báyìí tó fi lè máa sọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ́ pé because I think the last time that sọ̀rọ̀ according to him the phone went a little bit kaput so ìtọ́rọ̀ rán manage ní sí manage ẹni tí ọlọ́run máa fi bọ̀ àṣírí tá a máa fi lè rí fóònù tó dáa fún wọn nítorí pé information kan fún wọn yìí ẹlòmíì ò lè mọ̀ láyé. Èmi ò tẹ́ mọ̀ pé Singapore wà lára àdó tí wọ́n pé ṣípò ló pọ̀ jù tó wá sí Nàìjíríà mo ṣẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ lémi ni but like I said fóònù tó ń lò òun ló fa problem yẹn so but like yẹn la ṣe ní tẹ́ bá support media àwọn iṣẹ́ pọ̀ nílé láwọn tó fẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́tún lọ́sì but we have to also equip them to get to the standard of information tó fi jáde lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation. À ń gbọ́ yín lọ bàbá wa ẹ má bínú.
So gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìdílé ti ṣe sọ eré tí gbogbo ilé máa gbọ́ mi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìdílé ti ṣe sọ lọ àwọn shipping company wọ́n máa ń san $2,000 fún owó pilotage níbi pilotage yẹn wọ́n fẹ́ jáde ship wọn láti orí ocean wá sí èbúté wọ́n san $2,000 fún N.P.A. wọ́n sọ fún wọn. Ó lè ní a ship tó máa wá sí N.P.A. every blessed day for a month. So níbi lọ́dọ̀.
Wá ẹ̀ tẹ́ ń bọ̀ yẹn èyí tẹ́ bá ní opportunity pé o bá ní passport Singapore lọ́wọ́ lénìí ó gbé ẹ wọ ìlú 102 places tó ní di visa. Báwo ló ṣe máa ní di visa nígbà tó yẹ pé economy ìlú wọn ó strong wọ́n ń kó ẹrù wá sí Nàìjíríà but ìwọ péré iná ọmọ Nàìjíríà ìwọ gan ò lè láǹfààní àti lọ sí 102 countries around the world. Ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ.
Ẹ ṣeun ṣé tí ṣìpì yẹn tó dé tó wá sí èkúté àwọn shipping company náà wọ́n máa san $100 fún àwọn signal and communication services under Nigeria Port Authority ní department yẹn wà signal and communication department nítorí àwọn shipping company yẹn àwọn náà máa signal àwọn master marina tó jẹ́ tó jáde ship yẹn wá àwọn náà máa signal department ìkọ̀tọ́ pé signal and communication department lọ́jà N.P.A wípé ṣípù wọn ti dé o wípé a ní ti pilot stage o tó máa wá jáde ṣípù wa wá sí èbúté o so wọ́n máa san $100 fún signal and communication department wọ́n máa san $100. ṣe wípé ọ̀nà kan náà òun la fi generate owó tí ilé Yorùbá wá jẹ́ pé orúkọ burúkú yẹ àmì àtẹ́jẹ̀ sí Oòduà Port Authority èyí máa jẹ́ Nigeria Port Authority mọ́ so that owó táwọn generate ó máa ṣe àǹfààní fún gbogbo ọmọ káàrọ̀ òbí àti àwọn ọmọdéọmọ tó ń bọ̀ gbogbo apáta ló máa ṣe àǹfààní fún so that epo wọn máa lè epo máa ké bí epo ẹyẹ máa ké bí ẹyẹ ọmọ ènìyàn máa fẹ́ òbí ọmọ ènìyàn àní máa tọrọ ẹgbẹ́ kákàkiri. kódà.
yẹ mo gbọ́ kódà kí ni ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ mo gbọ́ yín.
kódà ó ní department kan tó ń pè ní Nigeria Shipper Council. ìyẹn náà ó ń generate more than 22 trillion every blessed year. Nigeria Shipper Council àwọn lọ́wọ́ in charge of export of goods àwọn lọ́wọ́ in charge of bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo iye tá n tẹ̀lé lórí omi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wa tó máa ń pèlè fàbíjà wọ́n máa lọ sí ní àfihàn ara wọn. ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ tó nǹkan ètò ìtẹ̀síwájú.
èyí tí mo fẹ́ bèrè ni pé gbogbo táwa jọ ń sọ yìí àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ jọ́jọ́kọ̀ sínú mùdùmùdù Nigerian Port Authority yẹn ǹjẹ́ pẹ̀lú Yorùbá nation tá a fẹ́ gbà yìí torí tẹ́ ń tú jáde yìí owó kẹ̀mùkẹ̀mù ló ń pa níbi tẹ́ à ń sọ yìí bí ṣe ń wo bọ̀bọ̀ Director General Limasa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mò ń wo mo tẹ̀mọ́rítì tí wọ́n ti update picture Managing Director Port Authority nítorí pé mo mọ̀ pé Mohammed Bello Koko òun ló ń jẹ́ nísìnyí wọ́n ti sá lọ́sì gbé síbẹ̀ lórí wẹ́bsáìtì wọn kó má tún jẹ́ pé màgòmágó bọ̀ ní mo fẹ́ bàrẹ̀ pé ìjẹ́ bá ṣe ń ba lọ yìí kí ni yóò nífẹ̀ẹ́ bí ìjà torí pé tó gbé dání táwọn náà mú nú ẹ̀ yìí wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ gbélẹ̀. Hello bàbá wa yẹn ṣe wà pẹ̀lú wa ẹ máa understand pé ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń sọ pé ohun echo this is part of why we say iṣẹ́ media tó bá jẹ́ BBC nísìn àwọn ti gba owó taxpayers lọ́wọ́ yín wá ti ra equipment tó dáa fáwọn tó fẹ́ bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ but at the end of the day we can only continue to manage what we have because he was telling me I think after we did the last one which was very clear tẹ́ bá lọ gbọ́ ti part 1 yẹn kò sí any echo there was a problem and that's the problem with Nigeria kódà bóra fóònù tuntun lẹ́nu bá gbé dé Nàìjíríà ó ṣeé ṣe kó bàjẹ́ but we have to keep trying. Hello? Okay. I'm not sure what has gone wrong there, but it seems maybe from his end. But from the explanation, you can see why, these individuals are not ready to let go. Okay, what's the exit? So maybe it's going to come back in. We will wait and see. But I'm not sure whether it's even my own to affect it. Let me mute my own mic, which I've done already anyway. Let's come back here and wait for him to come back. Ìyànjẹ ṣé gèsì wà lára tábà kúrò ní Nàìjíríà yìí. Sherry, yeah, for removing Baba Adiza picture, it is part of their magomago. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá àti wọ one chance but àti wà on our way out already and that is why the heat is coming. Heat ni gbogbo tó ń lọ yìí ṣẹ́rí conversation tá à ń reveal lójoojúmọ́ yìí from different. Okay ẹ ti padà à ń gbọ́ yín nísìn.
Hello.
Yeah ó dà wá clear dáadáa nísìn bí a torí pé mo ti mute mic tèmi ni ṣé ń gbọ́ mi you won't hear me because mic tèmi ti wà mute. All right èmi gbọ́ yín nísìn ó dẹ̀ wá clear dáadáa ju ti tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ ṣé ń gbọ́ mi èmi ń gbọ́ yín I can hear you. Hello alàgbà. That's the problem with that messed up country. Hello? All right, let's see if he's going to, he's going to come back. We'll wait and see. Hello, sir. All right, let's continue with the conversation. Hey, honey, my ear don't open today. You were one struggle. On 1979, ní Adisa. Let's open that profile again of this woman. Let's open her bio. She was born in 1976. And already, she has progressed to the top. Or Yokuro ni pot. What do you see about me? Jimmy said Nigeria is a scar. He made a lot in 1976. Tony, ta ló lè pè mí nísìn tó wà Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ pé o lè compete pẹ̀lú kan tí Adisa ní lọ́wọ́. Mo sọ pé ìtumọ̀ tó wà labroad o torí ẹni tó wà labroad ṣì ní opportunity. All right. Bí a ká máa bá lọ báyìí because ó ṣì yẹn kó. Hello.
Hello, ṣé ẹ gbọ́ mi?
Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa. Okay. Ẹ tún gbọ́dọ̀ yín ni ẹ mute ti background yìí now. There's another thing. Ẹ mute yẹn pátápátá. Ẹ má kàn bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ lórí fóònù nìkan. Ẹ má tún gbọ́dọ̀ yín lórí any other device. Hello. Yeah, ó better nísìn. Ọ̀rẹ́ à ń gbọ́ yín ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ lọ. Hello. Ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ lọ à ń gbọ́ yín. So I'll close the Zoom yẹn. So mo ti end the Zoom yẹn. À ń gbọ́ yín lọ. Ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ lọ. Yeah, mo ní bíyàn bá ń wo mo kàn try láti padà sórí Adisa Bala Usman. Looking at her age, ṣé a máa ní okay ẹ ti sọ fún alẹ́ nǹkan pé alẹ́ tó wà competent tó yẹ kó lè ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn náà. But ìbéèrè tí mo fẹ́ mọ̀ nísìn ni pé àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tí kò tẹ̀ understand the port authority pé ó ń generate owó. Ṣé ó ń generate owó ni àbò ń lose owó èwo nu méjèèjì?
Ó ń generate owó ni kò lose owó. Nítorí kí ni àwọn shipping company ló fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ ní orí omi Nàìjíríà, orí omi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Àwọn terminal operators, àwọn importer àti àwọn exporter tó fẹ́ export ẹrù, tó fẹ́ import ẹrù. So N.P.A gain ni òsì kankan lùsì jáde nítorí omi ni. Shipping back sórí omi, under the shipping company, under the terminal operator, under the maritime companies àti àwọn third parties. Àwọn third parties yẹ program ní ìtòlú yẹ.
Okay.
Tó fẹ́ ṣe àwọn business lórí omi. Táwọn ọmọ tó máa gbé container from one place to another. Tó fẹ́ máa bá shipping company ṣiṣẹ́.
Okay.
N.P.A millions of money lọ́wọ́ wọn. Ìwé náà abala kan ní ìtòlú yẹ tẹ́gbẹ́ ká wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ program.
Okay. Ẹ jẹ́ wá béèrè ìbéèrè kan lọ́wọ́ yín. À ń wo fídíò kan lára àwọn fídíò tí a rí gbà tí àwọn ọmọ bí àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà náà la máa pa àbáwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó ṣàwà lórí bíi kenú báyìí. Iṣẹ́ wo làwọn yẹn ń ṣe torí àwọn yẹn ò paṣù. Àwọn tó ń paṣù gangan ṣe wàhálà táwọn yẹn ń ṣe tó tó yẹn. Níbi tí iyẹ̀pẹ̀ wà àwọn kenú kéékèèké báyìí àwọn ṣíìpù yẹn wà lẹ́yìn lọ́hùn. Ṣé wọ́n ń gbọ́n yẹ̀pẹ̀ nínú omi ni ṣé ìyà làwọn yẹn ń ṣiṣẹ́ ṣé àwọn yẹn ń gba yẹ̀pẹ̀ nínú omi jáde ni àbí báwo wọ́n wá ń tà mọ́ ọkọ̀ máa ń tàwọn yẹ̀pẹ̀ yẹn ni but àwọn tó ń ṣe wàhálà yìí nísìn àwọn ò lè mọ̀ pé pọ́ọ̀tì yẹn fúnra rẹ̀ gan owó ni àwọn lóye kọ́ wà nínú pọ́ọ̀tì kọ́ máa ṣiṣẹ́ but àwọn ń gbọ́n yẹ̀pẹ̀ nínú omi.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ẹ ṣe eléyìí tẹ́ tó ń sì òun náà mo tó pé àwọn third party tó fẹ́ máa ṣiṣẹ́ lórí omi Nàìjíríà ó lórí omi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ó fẹ́ máa díje ìyẹ̀pẹ̀ díje service ọmọ lọ tuntun ni ọmọ lọ gba certificate ọdẹ máa gba permit lọ́dà operation department ní N.P.A. Permit yẹn ní sí ó ní owó tó ń san ọ̀sán náà lè gbà $10,000 every blessed year. Ẹni kòtò tó wọ́n máa díje ìyẹ̀pẹ̀ lórí omi $10,000. wọ́n ń sọ ọ̀bá ìjẹ́ kọ́ńpì kékeré ọ̀bá ìjẹ́ kọ́ńpì ńlá $10,000 wọ́n máa ń sọ láti lè gba certificate tó wá gba certificate yẹn tán ó lè níye owó pàṣẹ́yìn kíní tó wá ta ìyẹ̀pẹ̀ tó wá ń já tó wá ń dì láti orí omi wa tó wá ń gbé lọ ó níye owó ní NPA náà ń ṣáàjì wọn. ọ̀nàkọ́nà ní NPA tó ń jẹnẹrétì owó ìṣòro wọn ń jẹnẹrétì yìí. Àwọn tó kọ́ sí kọ́ńtì yẹn tàbí mo lọ sí department operation department. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Ní wọ́n pé almost 2,500 companies tó gbé top party tó ń dé ìgbìmọ̀ tó ń dé ìgbìmọ̀. 2,500 companies. Làwọn tó ń dredge iyẹ̀pẹ̀ yẹn. So dredging. Now, mo ń gbọ́ yín, ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ. No, ní tí mo fẹ́ mọ̀ ni pé there is a lot of opportunity tá a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ port kátẹ̀ yọ àwọn gbìgbìgbì ńlá lálẹ̀. Tá a bá tún wo àwọn wo ni opportunity wà tó jẹ́ pé opportunity yẹn yẹ kó wà fáwọn indigene tó tẹ̀ jẹ́ àbí ará Èkó ni o àbámọ̀ Yorùbá ni o or whatever but opportunity yẹn kò fẹ́ lè máa kàn wá lọ́wọ́. Opportunity there, òun náà ló sọ pé ó kò lè dìde ìlú pé opportunity there á ti pè láàrin ara wọn ní Àbújá. Àwọn British àti àwọn Haúsá Fúlàní á ti jókòó nílé gbogbo àgbègbè tí omi wà ní ìdúró obìnrin ní sápàdé ìlú wọn. Gbogbo àgbègbè tí omi wà ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Gbogbo ìjọba wọn fi analyze wọ́n ti ń pè láàrin ara wọn. Níbi ilé tó máa fi ṣe nǹkan fún ìdúrógbò àbí sápàdé àbí ápẹ́pọ̀ táwọn tó máa jẹ lóye so that àwọn èèyàn máa rùpà ọ̀bá máa ṣe fender boat láti lè fi máa gbé passenger àbí láti lè fi máa gbé rù láti Sultan àbí Liverpool lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ wọn kò tó ìdókò wọn. Àwọn èèyàn tó máa bìbẹ́ lóko àgbègbè yẹn tó ṣàmàkó ìrìn jẹ ni. Wọ́n ti jọ sọ́ láàrin ara wọn. So kò sí ẹni benefit kankan fún ọmọ nílùú kò sí ẹni benefit. Kọ́dà gbogbo benefit yẹn ọ̀hún kò lọ sí Àbújá. Nítorí kò sí ìdánwò. Ṣé ẹ̀rọ kọ́ta tó fi pépè rẹ̀ káàmù yìí? NPA kọ́ta tó fi pépè rẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Káàmù yìí. Àbújá ló pàṣẹ. NPA Minister of Transportation ló pàṣẹ. That is the reality. Nítorí NPA ó wà lọ́dà Minister of Transportation. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Mímọ́tà ó wà lọ́dà Minister of Transportation. Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria company FAN ó wà lọ́dà Minister of Transportation. Àti Zone Railway ó wà lọ́dà Minister of Transportation. Ó ń jẹ́ Nigeria Railway. Ó wà lọ́dà Minister of Transportation. So gbogbo owó tó máa ń pa ìlú ẹ Àbújá ló máa pe lọ. Wọ́n ti pe lọ sí Àbújá. Níbi ìsọ fi yọ owó sí àmì sínú wọn. Ilé òjòdì sẹ́líkì. Tó wá ti dé. Ọmọ àtẹ̀tẹ̀ máa mọ́nítọ̀ ẹ̀ tó wá ti dé. Ìrèlétí ọmọ àtẹ̀wé. Ọmọ àtẹ̀wé ti gbogbo ìlú. Tó wá ti wá sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹ̀. Àwọn ṣùgbọ́n ìṣòkòtò pọ́ńpẹ́sì ṣùgbọ́n àtòkòtò. Kọ́kọ́pẹ́sì àwọn náà ní N.P.A, Kánò, Kaduna, Katsina, gbogbo àwọn N.E.WY àti àwọn ọba kéékèèké tó jẹ́ sẹ̀kọ̀ǹtẹ́ àti dọ́kítà. Wọ́n máa jàpá ní owó yẹn. Wọ́n ti wọ́n jàpá ní tán. 50% olùsọ́nà British. 38% ọmọ àti láàrin ara wọn. Àwọn olóòní gbogbo tank farm tó wà ní agbègbè yẹn, most of the tank farm tó wà ní axis yẹn. Àwọn tó ní most of the tank farm, mostly àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá lọ ní. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá bí àwọn ìṣẹ́yìn, àwọn pírẹ́sìtì kiri, Ìgbòho, àwọn tó ní méjì tó dà, tó ní Ajib, àwọn náà ní most of the tank farm.
àwọn tank farm yẹn àwọn epo tó máa ń gbé wá láti ibẹ̀ láti àwọn ìlú wo ló ti máa ń jẹ́ epo sínú ẹ̀. ṣé náà ẹ jẹ́ kí n phrase ẹ̀ báyìí ṣé mọ̀ pé àwa sọ pé wọ́n máa export crude oil jáde wá tún gbé padà wá àárín yẹn ṣé ẹni wọn tẹ ní knowledge tẹ ní understanding ẹni because tó bá gbé epo crude oil jáde tó lọ refine tó dá padà sọ́dọ̀ tiwa mo believe pé àwọn tank farm yẹn ló máa kọ́kọ́ gbà sára kó tó di pọ́ máa disburse ẹ̀ káàkiri.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni sọ̀rọ̀ kúrò ọ̀rẹ́ tó wá ti gbé láti ọ̀nà àbí wọrí àbí pápẹ́lẹ́ àbí ibi tó ti wọ kúrò ọ̀rẹ́ tó wá ti gbé káàdì ní pápáǹtì tó wá ti wá ní pàdé kan ọ̀sẹ̀ máa wá tuntun ọ̀sẹ̀ máa wá sẹ́ẹ̀dì ẹ̀ wá sí N.P.A sí Nigeria Authority.
so ìyẹn làwọn táǹkà ṣe máa ń lọ gba epo yẹn ní ìlú tank farm yẹn tó ṣe máa gbé lọ lórí títì tí kò ṣiṣẹ́ tó máa kọ́ sí havoc accident gbogbo ẹ̀ máa ṣẹlẹ̀.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣùgbọ́n.
mo rántí pé ẹni sùúrù púpọ̀ náà àwọn kìíní yẹn kẹ̀rí fraud ni ìdí tí mo ṣe sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé mo mọ̀ bí ẹ mọ̀ petrolex yẹn àwọn ọmọ bàbá Ìjẹ̀bú ló ní wọ́n ṣí yẹn náà nígbà kan ní mo fẹ́ ṣí image yẹn jáde káwọn èèyàn lè rí because mo attend petrolex yẹn nígbà tí wọ́n ṣí ní màá rántí ìgbà tó ṣí and they create all these businesses with the hope pé a fún àwọn èèyàn lọ́pọ̀ máa fún wọn níṣẹ́ but now ṣé torí tó bá jẹ́ pé refinery wa ń ṣiṣẹ́ nísìn irú gbogbo àwọn tank farm yẹn kò likely kan máa exist ní gbogbo bẹ̀ yẹn.
Kò láti tọ́ ẹ̀ jù nítorí kí n fún ìparẹ́tù àti wá ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀tẹ̀lẹ́ exist níbi bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ṣe yẹ ọdún àti ṣe àwọn container terminal nítorí àǹtẹ̀lẹ́ sílẹ̀ Yorùbá wá dẹ́gbẹ́ mẹ́rìndínlẹ́sì sáájú.
Yeah, 2007 Ìbẹ̀fùn ló ti ṣí. I was there that day. 2007, àwọn gbogbo àwọn tó mọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ epo gbogbo pátápátá ló kún níbẹ̀. Ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ.
So gbogbo àwọn tọ́ǹpà nǹkan ìlú lónìí ẹ̀rù tó jẹ́ àmì ìdánáwó tuntun wa ni kò ní sí ní ibẹ̀ gbogbo bíbẹ̀ ẹnu máa jẹ́ bí terminal operator ìrìbọ̀njà containers ibẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ibẹ̀ ṣe máa jẹ́ ìṣòro ó wà weak to that environment.
Ẹni sùúrù fáǹfà náà tó lè rè pé Koikimedia ò débẹ̀ lóòótọ́ fídíò yẹn nílé 1 minute 16 seconds ni ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ ẹni sùúrù tank farm yẹn nílé ìyẹn tí a lọ tàwọn ti petrolex.
We're looking at the storage tanks right now. Okay. Oshi, how many storage tanks are there? 20 storage tanks with 50 million liters. Okay. This is the foremost. What would you call it? It's not a refinery. It's a depot now.
Okay, so what is going to be happening here by the time this is launched, and when are we expecting a launch from
here? This is the largest storage plant. We will not have any congestion in Apapa anymore. All petroleum products will move from here to all over Nigeria. As you can see, these are badges.
Okay.
They're about 30 thereabout badges. These badges are to distribute products, transship here and out of here. There's a trailer park, which is a 500-man trailer park, which takes products out of here. So there will be no congestion.
Like I said, I don't know what is the outcome of it now because most of these, businesses, it's just to loan money from outside the country and it doesn't function. Emma Sorolo, I'm going. And then that was me there with my invite that I was invited. It was a very big event, massive event. Who is who? That was me. Any solution? Anytime I'm pariwo, tó bá jẹ́ pé ẹni tó wà corrupt. Because what I know is Nigeria is a very corrupt system. But media tó bá wà loyal tó jẹ́ pé ó ń béèrè àwọn ìbéèrè láti pa ará lóyìnbó ní ẹgbàsẹ́gbẹ̀. 2017 ni mo lọ attend event yẹn ní Petrolex ní Ogun State. 2017 I was given an invitation to come down. Who is who ló wà níbẹ̀ Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ Ọbásanjọ́ bla 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 gbogbo wọn pátápátá ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ. So àwa fi omi lẹ̀ fún wọn. Omi yẹn gangan dẹ̀ ló ní owó lọ́wọ́ jù. Network. So this is me, and this was when we were making our way down to that event on that day. This is Ikorodu. Wow. Wọ́n ti padà, à ń gbọ́ yín. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Ẹ máa mọ àwọn ìdímì náà. Lára ìkan náà àwọn ìyàwó ẹ̀ lílé mo pàdé ẹ̀ níbẹ̀ níjọ́ yẹn ló tẹ̀rọ pé bọ́ ìkan tó lè gbé sá lọ ni ló ṣàn ní kí wọ́n bá wọn ya picture. Ó ń dán gbìnìgbìnì báyìí ni láti inú air condition ni. Ìkan náà àwọn ìyàwó ẹ̀ ní picture tí mo fi ń wọ̀n ní àwọn tó ń wò wá lórí platform. So, like you said, àwa tá à ń gbé nílùú òyìnbó gbogbo kìíní ọjọ́ wa lójú. I mean, I was asking them a lot of questions that I can't, some of those questions, they can't answer me because at the end of the day, it's all about the corrupt system. And if anybody is telling me now, pé, imagine tó bá jẹ́ pé a ní ìdówó nígbà yẹn ni, fi pé gbogbo èèyàn lọ fún access láti wá sí bíbá, àbí mo parọ́ ráwọn ìfẹ́ ti báyìí. Every security, gbogbo ẹ̀ at the end of the day, ask them question. Ṣé máa fún wa ní interview? Where are you from? UK media. No. Wọ́n ti rí pé ilé máa tú fúra wọn síta ni. Just take picture. Bye bye. Ó yá mò ń gbọ́ yín, ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ. Ìyàwó dí mi lè ṣe bó ṣe ń dán pínípíní. Ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ, mò ń gbọ́ yín.
Mo máa ń dúdú owó àsìkò báyìí ní pé ìwọ náà tí wọ́n àsìkò báyìí lè wá nítorí mo expect in my life nítorí wọn níbi ìpàdé ìdìbò ó lè gbà pé pé the parliament ní rẹ̀ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Wọ̀nyí so everybody tó wá sí ìfọ̀ àtẹ̀yìn lóòrè ni tó wá ti déwájú ẹ̀ tí kò wá ti wọlé ọmọ àti kí ni ọmọ àjálẹ̀ ni. Ìdè ọmọ àjálẹ̀ ni. Because ibi tí Yorùbá mi sọ yọ ìdè speed. Because the nation ó ní project fún àwọn ọmọdọ́mọ tó ń bọ̀. Kò sí àwọn ọmọdọ́mọ tó ń bọ̀. Nǹkan táwọn ọba yóò mọ̀ nìyẹn. Nǹkan táwọn pọlitíkà yẹn lè bá ọmọ nìyẹn. Àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ àwọn pẹ̀lú àwọn àwùjọ nǹkan táwọn pọlitíkà yẹn lè bá ọmọ nìyẹn. Nítorí Yorùbá nation pé ó ní big project. Ó ṣe only meet the demand of the British of the Western world. Láti lè meet the standard wọn. Nǹkan tí Yorùbá nation ṣe wà fún ìyẹn. Ààrẹ kò wá dé wọ́n sí ìyẹn. Ó kú ti pẹ̀lú.
Okay. Ó dáa.
Kó máa kọ̀ Nàìjíríà ni. Nípa ti NEWY àti nípa ti Nigerian Super Council.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹni tọ́wọ́ sí mi ní èdè ìgbéròkè. Màá yọ̀ ọ̀nà gbogbo ẹ̀ ìwé ìpínlẹ̀ Nigerian Super Council. Tọ́sí ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ èsì owó lórí omi àti lórí ilẹ̀ àti lórí ìgbéròkè.
Ìyẹn máa jẹ́ the next conversation wa ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀. So hopefully lágbára Ọlọ́run we will have a clarity on the device tá à ń lò dáadáa so that all the echo will not be there so we work something out before then. Ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa, thank you very much again for the knowledge you have shared with us. Wọ́n ní knowledge tí wọ́n bá ti share pẹ̀lú èèyàn ẹ ti fún wọn ní oúnjẹ nínú yẹn. Kẹ́ tó máa lọ bí a tẹ bá pọ̀ tí fẹ́ fún àwọn èèyàn wa ní ọ̀rọ̀ bí méjì mẹ́ta so that ká tó jẹ́ kẹ́ máa lọ.
Ẹ̀rí ìgbàgbọ́ sọ́dẹ̀ ní tọ́kù ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti dájú. Tí wọ́n mọ Yorùbá kọ̀ọ̀kan tó má dájú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti dájú tó ṣẹ̀dí dájú rẹ̀ gbogbo ètò èyí láti ṣe lábẹ́lẹ̀. Ẹ̀rí tẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
Mo ń gbọ́ yín, à ń gbọ́ yín.
Ṣé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti ṣe kí ni? Ó ti dá dúró ní gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má tètè rè ká má bẹ̀rù ká má fòyà ló gbèrú bá sílé àpàdà sẹ́yìn níwájú là ń lọ àpàdà sẹ́yìn. Àyẹ̀wò bẹ́ẹ̀ ló fẹ́ sọ fún àwọn youths ló fẹ́ sọ fún àwọn youths èyí tó sọ ọ̀pọ̀ nínú Nàìjíríà o ẹ̀yin yóò fẹ́ ọjọ́ mi kò sí tó sọ ọ̀pọ̀ nínú Nàìjíríà rárá ẹ̀dá ronú ẹ̀dá padà sílé ẹ̀dá sọ̀pọ̀ tara wa àtẹ̀wọ́ sọ̀rọ̀pọ̀ nítorí mo ní ibi tí mo tó bọ̀ tó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó yà mí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà.
Mo lọ bá mọ́mí ìgbé ọjà ìwọ̀n tó dé láti fi dà fún. Tó máa di kóòtù bẹ̀rẹ̀ nítorí iṣẹ́ mi ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ṣíṣètò ọdún fẹ́ẹ̀. Tó máa di kóòtù bẹ̀rẹ̀ máa bí ti mọ́mí mi àwọn ọba wọn kọjá. Ṣé ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù wọn gbọ̀ngàn ní lóṣèlú? Ó máa kọ́ wá rajà ní ibibẹ̀. Ó máa yẹ mo gba níbi bẹ̀ ni. Ó yẹ wọn sọ pé pàtàkì táwọn fún mo ṣe gbogbo ojú ọ̀nà lójó ṣàtọ́lẹ̀ pé ṣèlú rẹ̀ lójó ìṣúra ó fi ojúbọ̀dọ̀ twelve road ó gbogbo ẹnìbọ̀dì tí wọ́n kọjá lójú ọ̀nà rẹ̀. Níbi àpẹẹrẹ níbi bàtà wọn bọ̀ láàárọ̀ níbi mílíọ̀n mẹ́ta. Àwọn Fúlàní ẹ̀sìn níbi mílíọ̀n mẹ́ta wọ́n lè dá mọ́tò sí mílíọ̀n mẹ́ta nínú àwọn tó kù wọ́n bá lọ́dún. Àwọn dárúkú lójú ojú ọ̀nà yóò sì ní the threat to anybody that is passing the road. Nígbà tá a tètè ṣe kí á táwọn tó tètè tọ́jú táwọn dáadáa tètè ṣe kí á sọ̀rọ̀ àtàwọn lè tètè àwọn tètè lè máa lọ ní Ìbàdàn nítorí àti Ìbàdàn lọ sí wá. Ọjọ́ wa gbé ọ̀sẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ wa. So wọ́n ti ṣe ìṣẹ́jẹ́ ní pé Nàìjíríà yìí is a big threat to everybody. And anybody tó wá tó tó wá àdúgbà ọjà kúlẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ kan àmàjà láti lè ta ilẹ̀ wa mú.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Thank you very much. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa tí wọ́n fi oúnjẹ ẹ̀mí àwa ṣí ojú òpó fún àǹfààní ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá fi dá sí like I always say nǹkan kan ò jà wá lójú especially when it comes to those that think that KOIKIMEDIA. I keep telling you, I've been around in Nigeria. I've been doing so many things. And each time I go home, then, the questions I ask them and they refuse to answer me. So because I look at it and I ask myself, why should millions of people be suffering? Well, people like this, let me show you our face again. This is Idimi. One out of so many of his wives that I met during that event, the commissioning of Igboho depot of the Petrolex, and if somebody like me can have access to people like this, then even before we talk about Yoruba nation, the question then we should ask ourselves, this was December 2017, is because I have lived, as at the time, Kinto Lolini 2017, I have lived in UK for a very long time. So going home, I was shocked to see so many things that were not right. And as a media, because I went there, media so media events, and if you look at the invitation that was given to us then, which I showed you, this was my invite. Oluja Antonfun invitation, it was a very, very classified, or not classified, I mean, it was a very high-end event. So if you remember, that was my, She Media Nigeria to Ngba brown envelope, FFK Pin Soro, C Media. I'm sure some of you have seen that image. But who the hell are you to be asking me who is funding me? These are the questions they can't ask me. I mean, they can't answer while I was asking so many questions. Okay, Koiki, where are you from? UK? London? No. They don't want to get involved because they know that the moment you start asking those questions, they will never give you the answer. But I do back for long. As at that time, we did not compromise. So we should compromise. So if I have access to those things, I remember even some of those images. as I was putting it out then on our what shut down Facebook me anybody. So this is just like a Google search, don't really judge anything, right? I remember when I was putting those images out, even people outside the country, especially UK, were like, show me access to some Arabi, anyone in oil and gas money. No, I'm just a media. I remember going down to, I think this is Mushi, Nigba, right? This was then. Oh, where is the image? China Felosi, 36 states across the country. I'm not sure why it's not opening. Okay, bringing something else. Nígbà yẹn ni we wanted to travel down to that 6th state of the country. Mo wá lọ síbi tó ti ń ta àgbo ní Mushi. Can you see me? But at the end of the day, we give thanks. Kàṣà máa dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run, tí kò jẹ́ ká dọ̀tí nígbà yẹn. Tó wá jẹ́ nísìnyí iṣẹ́ wọn ṣe pé a fi dọ̀tí náà. And this is myself and Chief, during our visit going to Ire-Ekiti. And that's me there with Politics Today, Shewon Kimbaloye. And let's just watch this video. I mean, it's just about a few minutes.
Good morning to all my viewers, and welcome to a very special, quick live broadcast of the trial.
Nothing has changed. Ẹ lọ sí Kòròdú ní ọba fi lọ sí Ìjẹ̀bú láti Kòròdú lélẹ̀. Ẹ lọ síbẹ̀ nísìn. Gbogbo tí mo show yìí ní bí abẹ́ 4 years ago kò tí sí yàtọ̀ níbẹ̀. Ó tútù worst sí mi. Ó tútù worst. And why are you now saying that you want to keep Nigeria? Keep Nigeria for who? So ṣé àwa tí àwa comfortable, ṣé mi tí mò ń wá tí mò ń lọ àtàwọn tó ń wá tó ń lọ ká dẹ̀ sọ pé kíní yóò work. Ẹ jẹ́ ká change it over, but some of you are thinking, oh, this is about politics. This is about Tinubu. No. It's got nothing to do with personality of anybody. It's about your future, my future, the next generation. Look at the whole area, right? Okay, your broadcast has been terminated. Okay, it looks like we've lost our broadcast. So the one on Facebook has actually ended. I know why. I'm connecting to the wrong connection. So let me switch over. And that sometimes have an effect on it. Because I've got like 2 networks in my house. So I know why it's not stable. But that's fine anyway. So we're almost there. I can only say that thank you very much once again to everyone that have joined us on this broadcast again this afternoon. Let us continue to demand, the release of the K and Germany and NEWY. Also, let us remember, let's remember the 300 NSAS that are still kept in the prison in Kirikiri. They are not criminals, but the Nigerian government has turned them to something else. We hope we've been able to educate ourselves, especially for those of us that do not have an idea. Okay, maybe we should just complete that video of the Benin bronze because we had our guest pop up. So let's just quickly finish it and then we end the broadcast.
To keep a record. So taking them away was like yanking off pages of our history.
Despite Prince Akenzua's years of campaigning, the British Museum says no formal written request has been received for the return of the entire collection. What does this mean?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. My brother, the father of the present Oba, he wrote a letter to the Queen of England.
He wrote to the Queen of England?
Yes, and there was a reply. So when the British are talking like that, that's nonsense, absolute nonsense.
Nigerians we've spoken to say there have been many formal requests made over the years for repatriation of the stolen Benin bronzes. And we can exclusively reveal the letter Prince Akenzua says was sent to Queen Elizabeth in 1996. The British Museum say they don't have a copy of it, and Buckingham Palace refused to confirm whether they received it. The Oba's request to the Queen has never been published before. It reads, I'm aware that a substantial number of plaques and ivories are held in the Museum of Mankind, which was part of the British Museum. Return of the bronzes and ivories would also demonstrate that injustices perpetrated against African peoples are also being addressed. This is really exciting. The Chief N.P.A is taking us to the foundry to see a process that has been going on for hundreds of years, techniques that are passed down over the generations from father to son. Chief N.P.A.
Yes.
This fire, what is in here?
So this is the furnace. Is it ready for casting? Okay. So this one is melted already.
That is hot. Hey. It's so fascinating to see the face and the features of this symbolic representation of them. Oba literally being revealed before my eyes. This ancient technique lives on in these workshops, but the stories that were stolen in 1897 are now locked away in private collections and museums in Europe and America. Historic artifacts which trade hands for millions. It is a deeply symbolic legacy of British colonialism. Walk through Benin City's National Museum and the implications are stark. Most of the items here are in fact only replicas, modern copies. But in a huge breakthrough last year, the French and Germans decided they'd soon return some of their stolen bronze originals. Some British institutions also agreed. The most iconic collection of looted bronzes, however, over 900 still in the British Museum, are staying put.
We're tired of seeing photographs. We want to see the real thing. We're entitled to it because they belong to us.
Under current international law, it's the Nigerian federal government who has to make a formal request for return. And they have had enough.
If they claim they have not received any formal request, we will send them formal requests.
You will?
We will.
When will you do that?
Oh, as soon as possible.
Channel 4 News understands this letter has been drafted and will soon be on the British Museum's desk, ready for a key international meeting back in London in October. So, what do the British Museum say? They told us they work with indigenous communities, government institutions, museums.
Did you hear that word? The British Museum say they work with indigenous community. Who are the indigenous? Our indigenous. But the indigenous now is saying, look, Oro bronze is far gone more than Oro bronze. So if you're talking about bronze, no. This is more than bronze. What we are demanding now is the indigenous people do not want to be in that same amalgamation that you put together for the benefit of only few, not everybody. So if the indigenous are saying, look, we are tired of that system that you created, the havoc, the pain that we are still going through as Yoruba people, the Biafra people, the Middle Belt, and every other one of us. So why should we continue with that mess? Hello? Hello? Chef John, Chef Dasori Tony. Chef Dasori Tony, kí tó gbé sí speaker ní ṣe ń béèrè. Then I sorry. Yeah, mo gbọ́. Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Okay. All right. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. All right. Wọ́n ní Abuja ń gbóná lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré wo ohun tí wọ́n fi ránṣẹ́ sí wa. Wọ́n ní Abuja ń gbóná lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ìgbà wọn ni gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣì máa gbóná máa yọrùkú. Ó máa gbóná. Ọ̀rọ̀ Abuja nìkan ni. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣì tó máa yọrùkú. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sórí Twitter. Abuja has been very hot. You can see it from these images. Let's go. it's been very hot. Lataro Nani. You know, there's been a lot of crisis going on in Abuja already, so which I'm aware of. The Nigerian jet mistakenly bombed civilian in another northeast community. It's a messed up country. That was messed up. So it's a complete chaos. All right, let's go on Omoyede Showore's page. He's in Abuja, so let's go and see what he's got there. Showore Tiwantiwa. All right, this is the situation. Hallelujah. Ó máa rí níbi kan náà ní ìṣòro tí máa rí ẹ̀sìn láì tí mọ̀. Just a matter of time. Will start. If the protest starts right, the will start. You don't have to start. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Let's watch it again. Let me tell you what is happening based on what I have here while you're watching the screen. The murderous, this is what Showore wrote. Muhammadu Buhari regime today opened fire on a peace-loving Shiite as they engage in an annual trek in Abuja. Security agent from the Nigerian police force and the Nigerian army reportedly killed 6 of them in cold blood. This murderous agency wastes lives of Nigerians daily at the slightest opportunity, and this can no longer continue. Buhari must stop at all costs. Hashtag revolution now. Hashtag Buhari must go. Hashtag October 1st protest. So, I want to share it to So, I've been following that since morning. It's been going on for some time now since morning. But like I say, it doesn't matter that revolution, that Yoruba breakout, it's all going to come up. It does not matter how much the government might try to hide it, how much the government might try to suppress it. People will eventually fight back. And when the time comes to fight back, the whole places will be on a complete lockdown. So that is exactly what is happening in Abuja right now. So thank you very much to those of you that have stayed tuned. I think we are just coming to the end. But anyway, we've done a lot today already. Where is it now? So let's just finish this up.
To other bodies to, in their words, facilitate access to the collection. But what they're talking about is loans, not return, not ownership.
And receiving the Nigerian government letter is very unlikely to be the end of it, because for the British Museum to return ownership, Parliament would actually need to change the law. It would need to repeal 2 separate Heritage Acts. What would it mean to you?
To be like a dream fulfilled. To be like a dream fulfilled.
Benin, a kingdom which is determined to own its past. Nigerians say when their looted bronzes are returned, some will be loaned back, so scholars in Britain and Europe and America can continue to admire them. But for many people here, ownership. Ownership is non-negotiable.
Well, earlier I spoke to the Culture Secretary, Oliver Dowden, and I began by asking him whether he thought the stolen Benin bronzes should be owned by Nigeria.
Well, I think that they properly reside in the British Museum. Now, that doesn't mean to say that we shouldn't work with the government in Nigeria to see how we can share it with them.
Forgive me, and I understand sharing, but they were stolen. Do you not think that they should be owned by the people that they were stolen from in the first place?
Well, I think that the problem with this, and of course, if we go back to things that happened in the 19th century and judge them by our values of today, it's completely unacceptable. But my concern about this is, where do you actually draw the line with this? The collections of our great national institutions have been developed over many, many centuries, in many times in questionable circumstances. I think the question now is about what we do with these. I love the Benin bronzes. I've seen them many times throughout my life, and I think them being in the British Museum, which is a world repository of heritage, allows people to see it. But look, that doesn't stop us from sharing it.
Okay, but ownership is key, right? And the Nigerians say that when they get them back, they would almost certainly be happy to loan them back to you. But the fundamental problem is that they were stolen from the Nigerians and they want to own them.
I completely accept that they were acquired at a time of rampant colonial expansion in Africa, in circumstances that I'm not in any way going to sort of defend or condemn with the values of the 21st century. I think, though, the more important question is how we ensure that the world can enjoy this marvellous heritage.
A letter will soon be sent, mandated under international law by the Nigerian government, to the British Museum, formally requesting return. You and I know that would also require laws, the Heritage Act and the British Museum Act.
Do you know what they've done? They've put an act in a law. Oyinbo, very, very crafty people. So now, they are not stupid. Thank you very much, Ezekiel. They are not stupid. Look at the face. Yoruba nation, Middle Belt nation. Especially Taban protest. Tabajade níjọ́ Friday ní sí wọn máa wà láti inú camera wọn. Who are these people creating problem again? They are the Yorubas. Kí làwọn lè tún fẹ́? Ṣáwọn náà ṣe IPOB làwọn náà ní no, these ones are Yoruba. They are demanding their own nation as well. Nation? No, it's not going to happen. Look at the way it's looking.
To be revoked or at least amended. Is that a realistic prospect?
No, we have no plans for doing that.
Okay,
They have no plan for changing the law tó jí ẹrù ẹlẹ́rù tó gbé sínú museum. Ó náwọn ní any reason láti change òfin yẹn. Ẹ wá máa béèrè pé ṣé wọ́n máa change òfin pé káwa náà lọ báyìí. Àwa ta ní ká béèrè lọ́wọ́ Britain pé kó tú wálẹ̀. Ṣé fíkọ̀ máa tú wálẹ̀? Àbáwá la máa túra wálẹ̀. Tásìkò yẹn bá tó, gbogbo ala máa jẹ breakfast. Bí èmi nìkan ni máa jẹ ni o, bí gbogbo alájọ máa jẹ ni o. When the time comes, gbogbo wa pátápátá we go chop breakfast because this country is not ready. I can see you there, Joshua. I went to the British Museum on the 15th of June to challenge them. Wow, okay, I trust you. Thank you very much, Joshua. Oh my God. Àti wọ one chance pẹ̀lú àwọn òyìnbó yìí. Ẹja gbọ́n kan tó sọ díẹ̀ sí ó ti fẹ́ parí 11 minutes ni àti wà ní 9 minutes.
Just bring us up to now. A lot of people say we are currently in a culture war.
Ìtọ́kàn wa láti gbọ́ yẹn. A ní rí jù báyìí lọ lórí ètò tí tèmi. Àkí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Kò ní sú wa. Wọ́n fẹ́ yẹ kó sú wa ni. Kò ní rẹ̀ wá. Wọ́n ti fẹ́ yẹ kó rẹ̀ wá ni. Kò ní wá parí síbi tá à ń bá lọ yìí àfi tá a bá gba Yorùbá nation yẹn bóun àwọn ọba wa bóun politician but intati tẹsẹ̀ bọ̀ yìí is what they call expose. We will continue to expose them. We have to get it to get out. Yeah, on the 16th, I was in the Bank of England, and the 17th, Buckingham Palace. Thank you very much, Joshua. My name is Olawumi Koiki. We'll be back again same time tomorrow. Apart from if there's any reason for us to be back, but keep a close eye on all our social media handles, the Facebook, the YouTube. I also post on LinkedIn. And I have a reason for doing so, because I want those that are thinking they're going to be doing business in Nigeria to understand that that country is going to break. LinkedIn is meant for those that are probably looking for businesses and all that. And that's why I post on there all the time. We're live on Instagram all the time. We're on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter on KOIKIMEDIA or Yomex06. Same handles on all our social media handles. Also follow us on our website, www.koikimedia.com. There's no update on Lady K, but we can tell the government on Friday, this Friday, if she's not released by Friday, we'll be out on the 1st of October to give the government our voice from here in support of not just Lady K, but Jamil and all other Yorubas and even Nigerians that have been suppressed. You might not understand how many people are on the ground cells as we speak right now, for no offense than because they criticize the government. But the government will not last forever. The government will be shut down at some point. How? When? Let's leave that to the Creator. Have a very good afternoon. Bye for now.
Self-determination group and media in diaspora. Ètò gbọ́dọ̀ fọ́ bẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹni tí bẹ́ẹ̀ lé ẹ̀sọ́ fáwọn ọ̀rọ̀ òkú pé ó tó gẹ́. Àsìkò ti tó tá a fẹ́ ṣe ìjọba ara wa tá a sì fẹ́ dádúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè Oòduà. A fẹ́ kúrò lábẹ́ ìjọba tí múni sẹ́rú káàsà. Ìgbáyégbádùn wa ò mọ̀ jáwọ́ èèyàn yìí lógún mọ́. Ojoojúmọ́ ni wọ́n ń dẹ́mi wálé gbòdò. Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ọmọ tí ò bá wúlò fún ọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn òbí wọn ni wọ́n ti rán lọ sọ́run òjijì. Ẹ wò ó bí wọ́n ṣe ń pa wá fi dúkìá wẹ̀ ṣòfò. Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀tọ́ tá a láǹfààní sí òun ni wọ́n fi ń dùn wá. Táwa máa bá lọ báyìí ni irọ́ ni ó àní gbà. Torí bí bá ń lọ báyìí ẹ jẹ́ àyà mọ̀ pé ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa àtàwọn ọmọ wa wà nú ewu o. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó sì wà nílẹ̀ yìí gbogbo wa lọ́kàn. Ṣé Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní mi ò ní wá kú kì í róye lé bàbá rẹ̀ jẹ. Ẹ tí ó sì joyin inú àpáta kò ní wẹnu àké. Gbogbo wa pátápátá nílẹ̀ káàrọ̀ jíire lọ̀rọ̀ ikọ̀ o. Ìdálẹ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ló jẹ wá lógún. Ìdí ẹ̀rẹ́ táwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ajìjàngbara lágbàáyé fún ìdásílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ̀ka ti orílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà àtàgbègbè ẹ̀ lábẹ́ àkóso àti ìdarí Emeritus and Professor Banji Akintoye, leader of Yoruba land and Ìlànà ọmọ Oòduà worldwide àtàwọn ikọ̀ wọn tí wọ́n fi ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ìwọ́de ńlá ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta 3 days marathon mega rally in Washington DC lórílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà èyí tí yóò wáyé ní ọgbọ̀njọ́ oṣù kẹsàn-án títí di ọjọ́ kejì oṣù kẹwàá ọdún yìí 38 September to 2nd October 2021 bí àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ ìwọ́de ọ̀hún ṣe lọ nìyẹn o. Thursday ọgbọ̀njọ́ oṣù kẹsàn-án September 38 British Embassy 3100 Massachusetts Avenue Washington DC aago mẹ́sàn-án òwúrọ̀ sí méjì ọ̀sán bàbá ti kúrò ńbẹ̀ lábalẹ̀ sílé funfun báláwo White House 70 SC New York Avenue Washington DC bọ́bá wa dọjọ́ Friday ọjọ́ kẹ̀ní oṣù kẹwàá láwùgbéra láti White House sí Capitol Hill Senate aago mọ́kànlá òwúrọ̀ sí mẹ́ta ọ̀sán ọjọ́ Sátidé ọjọ́ kejì White House náà láwọn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ táwọn sì parí ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ títí di ọwọ́ alẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń gbọ́ kéde yìí ní ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa o torọ́rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí ọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo wa ni gbogbo wa ló sì kàn gbogbo yín là ń retí o ẹ má gbàgbé o bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń bọ̀ aṣọ dúdú ni ẹ wọ̀ o láti fi ẹ̀hónú wa hàn pé òmìnira lè Oòduà àlàfẹ́ Prophet Ayọ̀délé Ológunlolúwa alága Yorùbá Nation Diaspora Mega Rally Tajudeen O Adéjàmíù akọ̀wé Alhaji Nunu Banjo Yorùbá Nation Diaspora Mega Rally Washington DC chapter coordinator tàbí ààrẹ Almaru ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ Aláàfin Òjò pàṣẹ Kẹrẹmọdé ọmọ Àtìbà tó jẹ́ regional coordinator for Yorùbá Nation Diaspora Mega Rally fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ tàbí ìrànwọ́ owó tàbí sísí onígbàwọ́ ẹ pè àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí +1-215-869-2966 tàbí +1-803-846-1116 tàbí +1-202-255-6079 ẹ sì lè kàn sí wa lórí wẹ́bsáìtì wa www.megarally.org. ẹ má gbàgbé o 3-day marathon mega rally eléyìí tí ó máa wáyé ní Washington DC September 38 to October 2nd 2021. ètò ìpolongo yìí máa ṣeré bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kì í ṣàwàdà torí ó lọ́wọ́ àwọn nínà àti gbogbo ẹ̀yà Ìgbò tó fi máa ẹ̀yà Ìjọ kódà àwọn middle belt gan gbẹ̀yìn Niger Delta gan fọwọ́ sí tó fi máa gbogbo àwọn tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ìjàngbara àti ìdálẹ̀ Yorùbá ìyẹn all self-determination group and media in diaspora. ètò ìpolongo yìí ṣeré o torí pé bàbá wa Professor Banji Akintoye àwọn náà máa wà níkàlẹ̀ níbi ìpolongo lọ́jọ́ yìí o tó fi máa gbogbo àwọn àgbààgbà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá má dẹ́kun lásìbí ìwọ́de yìí o ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí gbogbo wa ni ẹ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Yorùbá nation la fẹ́ o. ìwọ́de ìmọ̀lẹ̀ òwò àti. àsìkò ti tó tá a fẹ́ ṣe ìjọba ara wa tá a sì fẹ́ dádúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ilé ẹ̀dùn Oòduà a fẹ́ kú lábẹ́ ìjọba tí múni sẹ́rú káàsà ìgbáyé gbádùn wa ọmọ ìjàmú èèyàn yìí lógún mọ́ ojoojúmọ́ ni wọ́n ń dẹ́mi wọlé gbòdò ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ọmọ tí ò bá wúlò fún ọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn òbí wọn ni wọ́n ti rán lọ sọ́run òjijì ẹ wò ó bí wọ́n ṣe ń pa wá fi dúkìá wá ṣòfò ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀tọ́ tá a láǹfààní sí òun ni wọ́n fi ń dùn wá táwa máa bá lọ báyìí ni irọ́ ni ó àní gbà torí bí bá ń lọ báyìí ẹ jẹ́ àyà mọ̀ pé ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa àtàwọn ọmọ wa wà ní ewu ọ̀rọ̀ tó sì wà nílẹ̀ yìí gbogbo wa lọ́kàn ṣé Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní mi ò ní wá kú kì í róye lé bàbá rẹ̀ jẹ ẹ tí ó sì jó nínú àpáta kò ní wẹ́nu àké gbogbo wa pátápátá nílẹ̀ káàrọ̀ jíire lọ̀rọ̀ ikọ̀ ìdálẹ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ló jẹ wá lógún ìdí ẹ̀yẹ táwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ajìjàngbara lágbàáyé fún ìdásílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ̀ka ti orílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà àtàgbègbè ẹ̀ lábẹ́ àkóso àti ìdarí emeritus and professor Banji Akintoye leader of Yoruba land and ìlànà Oòduà worldwide àtàwọn ikọ̀ wọn tí wọ́n fi ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ìwọ́de ńlá ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta 3 days marathon mega rally in Washington DC lórílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà èyí tí yóò wáyé ní ọgbọ̀njọ́ oṣù kẹsàn-án títí di ọjọ́ kejì oṣù kẹwàá ọdún yìí 38 September to 2nd October 2021 bí àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ ìwọ́de wọn ṣe lọ nìyí o Thursday ọgbọ̀njọ́ oṣù kẹsàn-án.
ó mà wá tó gẹ́ o àsìkò ti tó tíyà torílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà fi ń jẹ́wọ́ kọjá lọ sódò rèé mú mi èwo ni tọmọ ẹlẹ́ran wa ń fojoojúmọ́ sanyín mẹ́ẹ̀gùn tọmọ aláṣọwọ́ wa ń sàkísà dáàyò ǹjẹ́ ó wá dáa kọ́mọ aládé wo dẹrú níbi àti gbé bí ni ó tó gẹ́ alùbàtà tó kì í dárin èrèdí rẹ̀ rèé tẹ́gbẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá Nation Island fi ń pe gbogbo ènìyàn síbi Yorùbá Nation Island mega rally èyí tí ó wáyé ní General Post Office O'Connell Street Dublin Republic of Ireland lọ́jọ́ Friday ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹwàá 1st of October 2021 ní dédé aago mọ́kànlá òwúrọ̀ 11 a.m. prompt gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nínú Island pátálà pé ó láti túyáyá jáde fómìnira ilẹ̀ Yorùbá torí àgbájọwọ́ la fi ń sọ̀yà àjèjì ọwọ́ kan sì gbẹ́rù dórí fún àlàyé àti ìbéèrè ẹ lè pe àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀nyí ọmọọba Wúràọlá 08998962273 tàbí ọmọọba Níyì Oyèwọlé 08996716117 ẹgbẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá Nation Island ló ń ké tọ̀tọ̀tọ̀ pé àsìkò ti tó wà yìí o láti bọ́ lọ́wọ́ amúnisìn àti pòmìnira ohun ìtẹ̀síwájú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni.
Big Bubbly ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo adúláwọ̀. Amalgamation in Nigeria created by the enemy of black men. Then where the black never civilize. Location 9, that is what it is. The country where the leader said the people's glory. They turn their children to prostitute, and they turn boy children to terrorists. Now, terrorists don't take over. Yoruba people say we know they do again. Say hold the to our nation, that is what we want now. Freedom, 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 freedom. Motherfucker, come and free us. Freedom, 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 freedom. Yeah. Location 9 ìlú Boko Haram. Ìlú àwọn hush politician àti S-men. Fake promises every year. Fake miracle everywhere. Fake military anywhere. Now, all the dry people wanna go. The Afro people wanna go. Location 419 need to break off. Freedom, 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 freedom. We need the freedom. Freedom, 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 freedom. Kò sómi kò sóúnjẹ kò sọ́nà kò sí security níbi tán bíbí sí. Free education and audio. Good security na one chance. Over 100 million people don't poor. All my nigga need a job, they know they see work. They want to go to farm, full and near attack. Don't give me any fucking reason why we no go. Even many people say they wanna go. Freedom, 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 freedom. Freedom, 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 freedom. Tó bá gbàgbọ́ nínú ọdún Republic, ẹ jẹ́ ká sowọ́pọ̀ and fighting. So kí ọjọ́ alẹ́ wa kó lè dùjọ́ yìí, ẹ dìde ọmọ Odùduwà, let this struggle begin. You're British, you came to Africa to come and enslave us, and you call it colonization. You join four nations together, and you call it one Nigeria. Who tell you we are one, when only Yoruba never get themselves right? But you join us together, even with the people who never think like us. And since then, you damage our culture, you damage our language, and you damage our way of life. Because of your whole greediness. Before one day amalgamation has expired since 2014. Come to Nigeria. Come and separate what you match together as one. We are not one. We can never be one. We don't have the same culture. We don't speak the same language. We just came there from nowhere and match us together. Who make it God over us? We don't know anything about us. We just come there from nowhere and match us together. Never get it right. Nigeria, Yoruba, Ejide, àsìkò ti tó. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ afẹ́ ìtọ́lẹ̀ bàbá yín. Amalgamation 419 expire. Ó ti expire láti 2014. So ẹ̀jí ẹ̀ má sùn. Àsìkò ti tó láti jà fún ìtọ́lẹ̀ bàbá yín. A fool at 60 is a fool forever. Ẹ má sùn.